better way. I gotta get myself into gear. Let's go. Oh, and I feel good today with my wake up in the morning espresso. I feel good today. It's my feel good breakfast show.
Yes, please, Mzansi. Feel that. That's that life inside you that you just woke up with, another opportunity to slay the day away. And before you do, though, you want to sit down for the next 3 hours and let us entertain you, because we're all about living it up. And that's our name, being the Feel Good Breakfast Show, of course. So let us bring you all the feel good. And this morning, Katlego is broadcasting live from Ackerman Pharmacy in Germiston, Johannesburg. And that's to show our love and absolute appreciation for the pharmacists who have worked so tirelessly on the front line. And that's even after the pandemic. And we are absolutely here for it, putting them up on the pedestal and celebrating all the magic that comes their way. Plus, on top of this, we've got someone special in the studio this morning, a sportsman. He's one of the best young players in the world. I'm talking about the one and only Lloyd Harris in the building, and we're going to find out what's he been up to since his wrist injury. I know athletes always pondering their time when they're going through these difficult moments, but we're going to find out more about that in just a bit. For now, though, it's time to serve you, Mzansi. Thank you for joining us this morning, and someone who's definitely going to guarantee you the best show ever. Carlitos, let him know.
Best show ever. Best show ever. That's what it is. Welcome to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. My name is Carl Wasty, and I have a question for you. I know this might feel pressured, but pinch punch first of the month. And I know that you had New Year's resolutions. You started your year saying, I'm going to get fitter, I'm going to become a vegan, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. However, you have now 1 month left to achieve your goals. I don't want to put pressure on you, but there's only 1 month left. But I think it's attainable. So if you have anything that you want to achieve before 2022 says goodbye, what is that thing? Be vivid, use the imagination, tell us in detail. In fact, tell us your resolution and what you've achieved so far, whatever that is. 063-408-8863. Alternatively, you can jump onto our social media channels. We are everywhere: Instagram, Facebook. I mean, you can check LinkedIn, we're probably there too. Whatever it is, let us know exactly what that thing is you want to achieve before the end of this year. As we achieve one thing, informing you on your Feel Good Breakfast Show, news is here. And here's Raul again.
Thank you so much, Carl. Official duties shall commence, and starting off with national news fronts, the report on Phala Phala Farm by an independent panel in line with the Section 89 of the Constitution has found that President Cyril Ramaphosa has a case to answer. Now, it was released to members of Parliament and the public through the announcements tablings and committee reports yesterday evening. Now, this relates to the alleged theft of foreign currency at Ramaphosa's Phala Phala Farm in Limpopo more than 2 years ago. Now, Ramaphosa allegedly concealed the theft, and the report will be considered by the National Assembly at its plenary sitting scheduled for Tuesday. Now, sticking to national news headlines, a truck driver and his supervisor from a transport company subcontracted to haul coal to Eskom were arrested on Monday. Now, this after the truck driver was found to be in possession of sub-grade coal destined for the facility. Now, the coal swapping allegedly took place at a known illegal coal yard in Mpumalanga area prior to the delivery being made at the Matla power station. Now, Eskom calls on the public to report information regarding theft of coal, fuel oil and diesel to the Eskom crime line. Well, now from our national news headlines, let's head over to international news, and over in Mozambique, where a Mozambican port has welcomed its first ship in 3 years after activities were halted due to jihadist attacks. Now, the cargo vessel carrying fuel, vehicles and other equipment docked at the port of Moquimbao de Praia in the northern Cabo Delgado province, which has been wrecked by jihadist violence for years. Now, the cargo belongs to companies supporting multinationals who have been exploiting natural gas in the area. Now, Cabo Delgado's governor said the resumption of operations was a result of the restoration of security. Well, next up in the international news headlines, the British Prime Minister Rishi Sunak has suggested that Britain review its relations with China. Now, he says the golden era with China is a thing of the past. Now, Sunak referred to the weekend's protest in China over strict COVID-19 restrictions, and China is still the only major economy that has a zero-COVID policy. Now, people in China have recently revolted against it, and also against their president Xi Jinping, whose resignation they are demanding. Now, Sunak says a new approach is needed with regard to diplomatic relations. Well, next up in our headlines, something to definitely smile about. The season of giving, sharing and caring is at hand. And the Smile Foundation has stepped up to the plate in an absolutely big way. Now, 11 children from the Garden Route in the Western Cape have undergone life-changing operations courtesy of the Smile Foundation. Now, the transformative surgeries are done at the Red Cross War Memorial Children's Hospital in Cape Town. And primarily known for their work with cleft palates, the Smile Foundation has given more than 4,000 children living with facial abnormalities their smiles back. Now, together with teams of voluntary doctors, the foundation provides plastic and reconstructive surgery to children from all over the country. Now, one of the lucky kids whose life changed forever was 7-year-old Oyintando. Now, after the growth on her nose was removed through corrective surgery, a mother was overwhelmed when seeing her child after the surgery. Now, filled with emotion, she had this to say with a comment, "I feel that I have a new baby," unquote. Well, absolutely beautiful stuff. I leave you on a warm note with the rest of the headlines. And here's Carlitos with the latest when it comes to sport.
Hey, Salat Rao, let's take a peek at the sporting action for the morning, and let's start with Wabi Kazri scoring the only goal of the game as Tunisia claimed a famous 1-0 win over holders France. But it was not enough for them to reach the last 16 of the World Cup. Either way, a fantastic win for the African nation. However, Australia's 1-0 win in the other Group D match against Denmark denied them progress to the last 16 for the first time. Now, Matthew Leckie scored the goal that took the Socceroos to the knockout stages. In Group C, goals from Alexis McAllister as well as Julian Alvarez saw Argentina beat Poland 2-0 with both teams advancing despite Mexico beating Saudi Arabia 2-1 in the other game. Now, staying with football news, and this one needs your prayers. Brazilian football legend Pelé has been hospitalized again for a re-evaluation of his treatment following a colon tumor last year. The 82-year-old was admitted to hospital in Sao Paulo for a re-evaluation of his chemotherapy treatment for the colon tumor diagnosed in September 2021. His medical team said in a statement. Now, on to some cricket news. New Zealand clinched a 1-0 series win over India after the third and final one-day international was abandoned. A rainforest play from Hagley Oval following the 18th over of New Zealand's chase, with the home side 104 for the loss of 1 after India had been dismissed for 219. Play never resumed, meaning there was no result as the Black Caps needed to face a minimum of 20 overs for an official match to be registered. Netball news for you. South Africa were grouped in Pool C with Jamaica, Wales and Sri Lanka when the draw for the 2023 Netball World Cup took place in East London. The Netball World Cup will be staged at the Cape Town International Convention Centre from July 28 to August 6, 2023, and will be the first time the tournament will be held in Africa. South Africa are ranked 5th in the world and ended their campaign in 4th place at the last edition in 2019 at Liverpool's venue. That's a wrap-up of your sport for now. Another update in 1 hour. In fact, we are going to be saying good morning to Qatar a little bit later to get a deeper dive. But for now, let's take a peek at the weather. Let's start you with weather news. Disaster management officials of the Garden Route District municipality say some beaches in Mossel Bay in the Western Cape have been closed due to an oil spill. They have not yet been established the source of the oil spill. Disaster head Gerard Otto says the beaches closed for cleanup. It will be reopened soon. Meanwhile, the eThekwini Metro in Durban has reopened 3 beaches after the results of water quality tests were returned. The beaches at Country Club, Winkelspruit and Anstey are now open to bathers, and several other beaches are still closed, including Addington, Brighton and Mhlanga, as well as Tekwini's main beach. The Metro Council says the water quality at Mdloti and Laguna is acceptable, but these beaches do remain closed. The city's beaches have been regularly closed since the floods earlier this year due to high levels of E. coli bacteria. Several essential infrastructures were damaged, leading to sewage spills which flowed into the Metro's rivers and then into the sea. Now, from environmental news, we head on over to our favorite part of the show, your sunrise views. Now, first up, we have Louise G. Cheery in a beautiful mood. You can tell by this pic, an incredible shot of the birds flying around out in Midrand with stunning pink hues glowing up the sky. Then Saroj out in Lelucia sharing this one. It's a shot of the clear sky with fluffy clouds, just a look of positivity if you take a nice peek at that. And then Kevin Buchanan snapped a holiday feel from palm trees to soft soft sand, making us absolutely fantastic. You know what? Those views are great. In fact, I'll show you all of them later. 063-408-8863. That is my number. I want to see all of your sunrise views on your Feel Good Breakfast Show and celebrate you as we take a closer look at the temperatures you can expect today. Let's start at Polokwane. Good morning to you. You've got 12 on the cards as you rise this morning, and 29 is your maximum. Bombela 14 rising to 29 as well. Pretoria 15 up to 31, and then Johannesburg 14 to a maximum of 30 degrees Celsius. Let's head on over to Mahikeng. 18 is your minimum today, but you'll have a nice hot 33 degrees Celsius. Make sure you hydrate, please. Klerksdorp also quite warm, 31 degrees Celsius as a max. Kimberley even hotter, and some thunder expected. 34 the high from a low of 19. Bloemfontein 15 rising to 31. Also some thunder expected in your area. Richards Bay 19 to 30 today. No chance of precipitation, looking nice and clear. Pietermaritzburg also clear for you, 16 to 32. Durban are quite humid, 20 to 28 degrees Celsius today. And then Umtata 17 rising to a very hot 35. East London, you've got 21 as you rise this morning, 27 is your high. Cradock, you start the day at 18, 37 is your maximum temperature. Please stay out of the sun if you can. Stay hydrated as well. Gqeberha, you've got 18 on the cards to 24. George, 16, rising to just 23 degrees Celsius. Cape Town, also quite a low minimum for you, 16, and maximum equally as low, 23 degrees Celsius. Worcester, a nice warm 34 from a low of 13. Sutherland, 8 to 30. And then Uppington, always showing off with your heat, 22 up to a very, very hot 39 degrees Celsius. That's a wrap of the weather for now. Another update in 1 hour here on Expresso. But for now, there are so many things to look forward to. Rael's going to tell you all about it.
Oh, yes, I am. But firstly, can we just talk about those temperatures, Carlitos? I need to get you in here, actually, because I saw a 37 at Cradock and a 39. Yo! The sun is out. December is here. It's official. We are here for the festive. So I need us to cool down, my friend. Did you see that? 39 degrees.
Look what Uppington does that, right? That's what they call it at Uppington. The temperatures are up.
It's always
the positivity
going up.
is up. 39,
Look, man, I think they need something called like a bliss like this. And speaking of bliss, how blissful
great.
is the show going to be, man?
It is going to be great. I mean, I can't wait for Lloyd Harris is going to be here.
Yes,
The
Lloyd
legend.
Harris, the legend himself. And of course, after that, we're going to be talking about healthy apps that you definitely want to download. Grant Hines is in the building, and we've got some winners to announce. 2,000 rands up for grabs. Mzansi, don't go anywhere. We'll see you after this.
Only you can make my day. It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Yes, Mzansi, your Feel Good Breakfast Show is here. We are about to serve you with some of the good stuff. Yes, we're talking about health and fitness, and that's why I'm smiling so much right now. Now, we love staying healthy, of course, and we also love technology. So this morning, our tech guru, Grant Hines, in the building is joining us to review on some of the best and most interesting health and wellness apps that you should definitely be looking at, especially if you want to get beach ready, because that's like now. We saw the temperatures, 39 degrees in some areas, man.
What?
Yeah, that's what's up.
Where's the 39 degrees?
Uppington, Paul, they always bring in the heat.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the temperature of the water.
Oh,
I was
no, that's like
we have an emergency. If there's anywhere in the ocean that's 39 degrees, I was like, why are we talking about this?
I think everyone is dipping in that. But listen, man, this is exciting stuff. I always love the ability to amplify whatever journey we're on or get a kick started. And I think some of these apps that I'm looking at here are definitely going to allow us to do that. What do you got for us, man?
Okay, so I think wellness all around is important. I don't know if you're going to be beach body ready. You've got to be comfortable with your body before you step onto the beach. And I know I'm the kind of person, we are taught not to be comfortable with our bodies. And it's something that you have to unlearn. And one of the things that's really helped me is an app that I've used called Headspace. There's actually two apps that I want to talk about in this. I'll throw it out there. But there's Headspace and Calm, and they're both meditation apps. Okay. So Headspace is an app that allows you to get in. Sorry, I haven't signed in on this phone with this, but it allows you to have a bunch of different ways of getting into mental wellness. So they're very short meditations. It's absolutely free. Both Calm and Headspace are free.
Yeah.
They do have paid tiers, so if you're getting into it, but it's kind of like meditation, just basic meditation stuff, and nothing crazy. Like if you've never meditated before, you go like, never ever. If it's literally just like thinking about the day, like learning how to think about that, also learning how to breathe. Like breathing is so important. Even now with our baby, like putting her to sleep. If you're anxious, the baby picks up on that anxiety. So, and one of the ways to just really quickly calm yourself down was I've just learned breathe. So long, deep breaths, and I think breath is like kind of the cornerstone of all wellness.
Yeah, man, it gives you calm, it lowers the heart rate, it puts you in such a good mental space at the same time as well.
Exactly.
100% right, yeah.
And also fitness. So Calm is one of those apps. Headspace is one of those apps.
I like that.
And then if you want to if fitness is the other one. A lot of people don't have gym memberships. A lot of people are just getting out there running, but there's no kind of like procedure. The next one is called Thenx, and Thenx is this app where it's THENX, and it's an app that I use. Don't be intimidated, because the dude on the cover is like super ripped.
It's Chris Herrier, right?
And like, yeah, he's
like absolute beast. He's like a calisthenics freak, but he's definitely someone that gives you, let's call it, inspiration.
Yeah, well, I don't like that stuff, because like, I don't know, I don't necessarily trust people that are like super ripped, like especially as an industry. But
wait, do you not trust me?
No. Are you super ripped?
Am I not ripped?
Are you super ripped? No, but like as an industry, you understand? Like,
I got you.
There's a form of like, hey, you need to be like this, or else you're not like you shouldn't be happy with yourself. So Thenx is like it's free, and it is calisthenics. So for those of you who don't know, you don't need any gear.
Yeah.
You can just use your body weight to do a bunch of exercises, and we do it on the show. You do it on the show quite a lot.
Yeah.
But it's hard to know where to start with those kind of things. So he's got a whole bunch of free YouTube workouts that anybody can do, pretty much, that are don't go through the intense stuff. Don't be intimidated by the intense stuff. Just do the basics and do what you can do with those basics.
I like that. I know, especially with Chris, he always offers you a grading option. So when you're starting out in the game or you're an elite athlete that's looking for something extra, I think this definitely has all those options.
And it helped me when I was in lockdown. I was telling you just off air, like I got massively ripped in lockdown because
you're still looking good, man.
No. but in lockdown, I had the time to do it, and like I didn't have gear, I didn't have a gym. We were locked down in the house, so I got the app. And I didn't pay for it. I used the free tiers, and I just did the basics, and it hurt. But I actually really started to enjoy exercise again, and I don't like exercise.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, this is quite fun. And I know it's, the thing when you go to gym as well, everybody's looking at you, and everyone's comparing, and you're comparing yourself to everybody. I don't like that.
Yeah.
But if you're at home and you're doing it, and you've got like an app, and you're pushing yourself, and you're doing it like 2 minutes longer than you did yesterday, or you're just like, or that like you've done it 5 days this week. You've done it from Monday to Friday, and you've done it for 20, 30 minutes. It's going to make a huge difference. Last bit of advice I got from Terry Crews. Terry Crews was on the show once upon a time.
The pick popper.
And I sat in the green room with him before the show for like 30 minutes, and I said to him, what is your like number one like exercise thing? Because he's like massively ripped, and he just said to me, if you can run 1 kilometer a day, just do that for the whole day. Whatever you can do every single day, do that. Don't run 10 kilometers one day and then just, and don't do it. Because at the end of the year, you run 365 kilometers. And I was like, that's so smart. And also, realistically, what ends up happening is that you don't just stop at 1 kilometer. You kind of get a little bit
push a little bit further.
Yeah, so that's cool.
Go on,
So
Hans,
that's Terry
man.
Crews
Absolutely loving it. Absolutely loving the advice, especially now that summer is here. And let's not get too caught up on the aesthetics. I love what he was mentioning about being in the right headspace. At the same time, let's look at the following. Let's make healthy the new sexy rather on the beach. I think that's what it's all about. If you're healthy and you feel good on the inside, it doesn't matter what the outside is all about. It's what you feel like on the inside. So I love this. Let's make that the theme for this summer. And of course, let's make another theme this summer. Let's make some winners. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, Carl.
Can I just mention that Grant doesn't trust you because he doesn't trust people who are ripped? That was my best. Honestly, it was. Also because you, Ryle, said that you are ripped. When the person says they're ripped, that's the best thing ever. But I trust people who use citrus soda. That's who I trust. And it's in proud association with Adcock Ingram OTC, sponsors of Brave. It's giving you a chance, of course, to win 2,000 Rand cash daily by answering our weekly competition question. And this week, we wanted to know all about the person who adds the fizz to your day. And we're about to announce our next lucky winner. Give me a drum roll, please. Thank you so much. The winner is Samakuhle Mtembu. Yes, Samukuhle. Here's the comment. My colleague at Mapolzo_M. She's a vibe. She doesn't add the fizz. She is the fizz itself. Hashtag Citro Soda, hashtag Expresso Show, and we have her on the line right now. Samukuhle, good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm so good. It's a beautiful morning, of course, and we're almost at the weekend. Nothing could go better. Well, actually, winning 2,000 Rand actually could. But how does it feel to be a winner today?
So excited.
Okay, that's good. Excited is a good start, though, especially if you know that this money could enable such a great festive season. But I'd like to know, what else do you love the most about citrus soda?
I just love that I have a problem with heartburn.
Okay.
So it helps me to relieve it, actually. Me and my mom, actually, my mom, me, my sister, we have a heartburn problem. So I use it for the relief of heartburn.
Oh, that's fantastic, and it's great that the family has an effective solution as well. So you got some money in the pocket now. What do you plan to do with the cash?
It's Christmas time, hey. I'm going to spoil my kids.
And that's the best, eh? You can treat them as well, but with no heartburn, and a fantastic festive season to you and yours. I can say that now because it's the 1st of December. So enjoy Zamokuhle. Congratulations once again. And thank you for choosing us, your Feel Good Breakfast Show, to wake you up in the morning. There is still time to enter and stand a chance to win a 2,000 Rand cash prize of your own. If you'd like to know how to win, here's how.
Make the most of your festive season and celebrate without the fear of heartburn or indigestion spoiling it. Citro Soda's daily giveaway of 2,000 Rand cash will let you fizz up your fun. Citro Soda is in proud association with Adcock Ingram OTC, sponsors of Brave. Enter every Monday to Friday, November 14th to December 16th.
Yeah, and answer the weekly competition question on the Expresso Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram page, and include the hashtag Citro Soda. Now, your T's and C's can be found on expressoshow.com, and that's Citro Soda, available in original and cranberry.
lets me run my farm from the sky.
Seriously?
Yeah, serious.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Yes, Mzansi, welcome back. Your Feel Good Breakfast Show, and tech is taking over, and for all the right reasons. Now listen to this. This is something absolutely exciting. I think the time is now. We're living in the future. We're talking about Interplay Learning Africa. Now this is an educational company that's changing the way we teach by using virtual reality to educate learners in the skilled trades. Ooh, this is interesting. Now their new project, the Sport for Good Empowerment Program, further aims to access and uplift young sports people from the Cape Flats and in the townships. Now, the man himself, Neville Kleinhans, is here. He's the CEO of Interplay Africa, and he's here to tell us more about this exciting new way to teach. Neville, how are you doing this morning?
I'm doing very well. Very well. Yourself?
Oh, I'm good, man. I'm getting excited because it's so cool to see what's happening in the space of learning and education and the amount of awesome options we have, which this definitely seems like one. So let's just get a broad overview of understanding tech, and how do you think it has an edge over, let's say, targeting this issue of unemployment in our country in general?
Well, first and foremost, I'm very happy that you're excited because I've been excited for a few years now by launching this program in South Africa. I believe that we want to do training in a different way, very immersive way, very exciting way. For us, it's about first expose people to the tech. But before that, we want first the human being to be behind tech. And that excites me. And that will change unemployment, because if people change, they can see better goals for themselves. And we're trying to play through Interplay with tech a little bit in order for artisans to get interested in helping their own communities. That's what
that, man. And on top of that, you've got a big goal, and your mission is obviously to help with young South Africans finding prospective employment opportunities. How are you doing this, and how are you using tech to facilitate this?
Okay, first and foremost, this is a kind of a shout to all people in South Africa.
Yeah.
We have a slogan to say that people support what they help to design. So we can't do it on our own. We have to have people, we have to have the communities, we have to have the interested parties being excited about their own future. We only conduits to their future. We don't change people. We just facilitate the change. So that excites us. Young people, it is a new way of training. I mean, we're having this argument between whether we must certify people or whether we must train people for competence. We're excited about the competence side of it, because when you say you are an electrician, you were able to show by virtue of what you do that you're an electrician. I can't show you a paper and you can't even switch on my lights, those kind of things. You know, so we're excited about technology. You can make your mistakes. It really stems down from your pilots, from your doctors. So they can do it, they can simulate. So can we in the artisan trade. So we're very, very excited about this. Yeah.
Very smart stuff indeed. And imagine the cost of operation then with the practicing obviously becomes easier. Your consumables become less. There's so many benefits to this. How then is this related to your Sport for Good Empowerment program? How is this associated with each other? I'm trying to understand this.
Yeah, this is a real passion.
Yeah?
For my sins, I played a bit of sport myself, and some of my colleagues that played with me, I wasn't as good as what they were. However, I always knew that I was going to build myself a very good career. I was always in a tech. I always wanted things to be simpler. And I look at their lives today, and all we do, I don't know if you're part of this whole group where they speak about legends. And it's a very overused word these days. Everybody is a legend, but they've done absolutely nothing for themselves in the community. They are people of sport. But if you look at their lives and where people are in the community, they're nowhere. And I thought, let me match that to say that if we really want to leave a legacy behind, we will do things in the community by giving them toys, by giving them skills, in a playful way. Once again, we want to do it very playfully. We want you to enjoy while you're with us on this journey.
New passion.
There we go.
I love that. So let's just make sure that Mzansi actually understands what's happening, because the way I understand this, right, so we're using virtual reality to essentially train up and simulate trade examples like an electrician or like anybody else else does, but in that virtual reality world. Is this correct? Is this
That's
what's happening?
100% correct.
All
100%.
right. Okay. So, Mzansi, this is exciting. If you're not really sure what's actually going on, don't worry, because we are going to give you a demo in just a little bit and show you exactly how this VR program actually works, how you can upskill yourself, how you can get involved in trade. And let me tell you, this is exciting. I really do believe that this is the future when it comes to employment opportunity, when it comes to upskilling. And of course, we're going to show you exactly how it's done. So, Neville, thank you again for coming through, for being a part of the change, for being part of the future as well. And I can see your passion. I'm glad that it's finally come to market. So, well done.
Thanks for the opportunity. We're in for an exciting walk on this thing.
Oh, we definitely are.
Really are.
Zanzi, don't go anywhere. We're obviously going to be checking out that demo in just a bit, but let me hand it back over to Carlitos, because he's got something special planned for us right now.
Something special indeed, my brother. Now, talking about those skills, I got some in the kitchen just for you because we're going to make the perfect steak sandwich.
Clover cheese is for those who love life, where everything falls into place and melts away our cares, adding joy and stretching our imagination. Clover cheese, perfectly crafted.
Made with love by Clover.
Ah, yes, we're back in the kitchen filling up their bellies, and that's why, again, I'm so excited. Everything about the show is exciting, and I'm sure you can agree with me right now. So don't go anywhere, because this one is going to be a treat. Now, if there's one thing that sets a great cheesesteak sandwich apart from the rest, it's got to be Clover's elite cheese. Yes, bring it on. And with just a few simple ingredients, this cheesesteak sandwich packs a flavor punch that everybody is going to love. Isn't that right, Carlitos?
That is correct.
Oh, it's coming out.
Something beautiful. Look here, when I bring my black gloves out, all right, I just want to let you know, when I bring these out, I'm getting surgical in the kitchen for you today, even though the recipe is quite simple, but just, watch us work. Now, it's December. Can I say that?
Yeah, you can say that, man. You can do that. I'm just excited because the gloves are coming on.
It's December.
It's not a
so
game
December
anymore.
means, like, at my place, the braais come through thick and fast.
Yes.
And also, braaiing, it's lovely. But
it's
I mean,
full of
in the kitchen,
yes.
you could do that as well. So
Okay.
this is what we got. We're going to caramelize our onions.
Of course.
We're going to sear our
Standard.
steak absolutely beautifully. I'm talking, we're going to go maybe just like medium rare.
Yeah, I was just going to say how you like your steak, medium rare?
I like pushing it to a more rare side
I
because I
see
want to
you, I
taste
see
the
you.
flavor. The
I see
farmers
you.
worked really
Yeah.
hard for that. And then you are going to do some salsa because you look a little bit, with your top knot, you look a little bit Spanish.
Am
So
I going
you're
to
gonna do some
Spain?
salsa,
Okay,
a little bit
okay.
Americano, and then we're going to assemble. So first and
Okay.
foremost, directions for you.
Yes.
We've got a hot griddle over here.
All right.
We've set it, we got it as hot as we could, and we're going to just do a little seasoning on our steak. I mean, the seasoning is quite simple. We've got a touch of oil here. Now, once you pour the oil in your steak, don't be afraid to get really,
Massage it
really
in.
intimate
Get
with
involved.
your steak. You understand what I'm saying? You want that glaze.
I
All
love
right?
that,
That's
yeah.
it. You want a steak, a claim to steak. You understand what I mean? You want to look at people while you rub the steak as well, because it makes them awkward, and that way they'll have less.
Direct
more
eye
for
contact, you say.
And then we got a bit of mixed salt and pepper here, and we're just going to go down. And once we've got that sorted, we can go down on our griddle. Also, alongside me, I've got some onions.
So there's
I've chopped
nothing
them
else in terms
beautifully.
of spices. Sorry, Carl, is that it?
Well, you know what? For me, I think it's sometimes it's a cardinal sin for you to actually add something else to that, because salt and pepper is
Got you.
all a steak actually needs for deliciousness.
And you want the actual steak's flavor to come
That's correct, because I mean, as the fats render on a steak, it actually bastes the steak, so you're getting the most organic flavor possible.
Wow.
But if you want to get sexy with it, I do cumin on my steak too.
Oh, really?
It kind of, because I'm from Cape Town, that little bit of Malay
a
is
little
coming
bit of Malay
through.
flavor in there.
So that's
I
why
see
the cumin
you.
works
Okay.
for me.
So you could potentially get a little bit personal with your flavors here, but
I
mean,
feel like
let
you
the steak
can.
do the work,
I've
right?
done smoked paprika on a steak before as well, but this is how it goes. So your section is quite
Yeah.
simple because you've got some pineapples that are chopped quite beautifully.
Yes.
In there, you'll go with your coriander, you've got your red onion, you've got your chili flakes, you've
yeah.
got your
Salt
seasoning,
and
you've got
pepper.
your oil. You mix that together, and you've got it covered.
All right, so is this kind of like the salsa? Is there nothing else happening after this other than it's going on top of it, right?
That's pretty
Keep it
much
nice and
it.
fresh.
That's pretty much it.
Yum. And can I just say thank you for bringing all this color into this as well?
I got you covered.
It is something that just sets the taste buds alight. Seeing is believing, like they say. So when you see all these
But look
beautiful
at
bright
that
colors,
already.
ooh,
I mean, you whip that up for date night, and your significant other looks at you and like, yo, baby. And that happens because
got
of the
you.
color
I
in the
got you.
food. I think people eat. Obviously, they eat with their eyes
Yeah.
first. That's how it goes.
How you doing on your side? What's
I'm gonna
happening?
I'm gonna get these really hot.
All
I'm
right.
like smoking hot, and so I'm gonna do a double whammy over here. Don't try this at home. So we got a super hot griddle. Steak's gonna go down in there. While that happens over here, while this warms up, I'm gonna go with the onions down. Once the onions get to a sort of a caramelization of their own. I'm going to bump the caramelization with balsamic vinegar.
Ooh,
That
like
way,
another round of
that way, you've got
caramelization.
all the natural sugars of the balsamic vinegar is going to really give you that proper caramelization. All right, so that's going to go down.
That's a step I've definitely been missing in my onion game.
I think so. That's what's been happening.
I see you.
So just for the sake of my griddle's not exactly as hot as it can be, but that's the sound that I want to hear, and it's doing its thing. On this side, the onions go down.
Ideally,
and
even more of a little sizzle if you could. Right?
I feel like as hot as you can, get it. It's important, right?
Get it popped.
So once those go, they're going to go brown. That there, you can do. I'm just saying for medium rare, I go 4.5, and rest for 5. That's how I work
1.5. Okay,
Yeah,
that's pretty
but
rare.
on the hottest setting you can.
Yes.
Now let's assemble.
The fun part.
The fun part of
so
the
we've got
assembly.
our fast forward into the future caramelized onion.
That's correct.
I see the steak has been done perfectly, nice and medium rare.
That's right.
How are we layering this?
So layer this, I mean, in a way that expresses your own personality.
Oh,
In my
okay.
humble opinion, I go down with the mayo first.
Yeah, just to get it all to stick. So
So
that's almost like your foundation.
So mayo goes first,
Right,
and that is definitely the glue of the entire thing. Once you've done that, you can go down with, and here's the sort of debacle, because you can go down with a steak, caramelized onion. You top it with cheese,
Yes.
and then you almost seal the cheese in. And then the salsa goes on top of the cheese, and then you drop it down like that. So
It's not just a meal. This is
That's
like
it.
science.
So
This is an
that's-
experience. I love
how
that.
that's how we
I
do
love
it
how
here,
you
brother.
layered that together. Obviously, the onion that has been beautifully
And then
caramelized with that
I want to do this
balsamic.
caramelization because this is obviously elite cheese, clover elite, so we're going to do it now. So let's go for it.
Ooh, all right, so cheese next.
Cheese, drop it on.
Yeah, drop that cheese on.
I'm ready for you.
Voila. Oh, yeah. There we go.
Ready? And
Ready, man. Light it up. Light it up.
So go to expressoshow.com. I want you to grab the recipe, try it at home, have fun with it, add your own flavors. More importantly, clover elite cheese is what you should be adding to this. Don't forget your salsa. And if you missed out on any of our steps, including this part, I want you to watch this recap.
Check it out. Don't forget the salsa.
Salsa!
Made with love by Clover. Only you can make my day.
Brittany's the one that's gonna wear the VR, no? When we come to the live thing.
Okay, yeah. What should
Brittany, what program are you running? What is the application that you're gonna run today?
it's gonna.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. This is Expresso, and in case nobody has reminded you, it is the 1st of December, which means we are getting festive with Grant Hines. Now, when you are looking for apps that can help you get creative in the kitchen, outdoors, give you Christmas inspo, the tech guru himself is going to sort you out with some things to look at so that you can get inspiration as close as your mobile phone. Grant Hines, happy festive. It's 1 December.
I can't even believe it.
It's like, no, I can't. Actually,
I can't believe the way you're looking at me.
I know.
What made you put those glasses on?
Because we're getting festive with the apps that we're going to do. I'm really excited about it, and I just want to.
But you seem like super serious about it.
It's like, because I'm serious about the information you're about to provide. So when we look at, Christmas creative, let's start with an app that you feel would be effective first and foremost. Are we going to do food? Or are we going to do outdoors?
Let's do some food.
Okay, let's do food.
The first app is called Christmas Recipes, and as you can see, it's literally a bunch of recipes. I struggle with the festive season because I don't know what to cook or what to make. And like this, who's making mince pies every day of the year? No one's being good at making mince pies or fruit cake or whatever.
Yeah.
So here's your chance to do it. You're gonna go like, oh, I want to surprise my family with some breakfast brunch, and you can choose it. And then there's a whole bunch of different ways you can make Cassandra's pumpkin cinnamon rolls. That was an idea I didn't have until right now, and like you can really do it. So it's a great app. It's just literally just called Christmas Recipes. It's 100% free, and it sounds as simple as that. Everybody's gonna tell you to get like big recipe apps. You only need to cook like a handful of meals this festive season. Cook here.
Yeah, no, I like what you said there, because sometimes there's a lot of abundance. You tend to overcook, and yes, that's Boxing Day where you can donate thereafter, but I think let's pull it back, try something creative, and then make it a really spectacular festive feast for everybody. Now, food done. What's next?
This is an app that I want to spend some time on because I think it's really cool. It's called My Advent. So if I click on My Advent on my app here, it helps you create an a virtual advent calendar for a loved one, a friend, or your clients or whatever. And you might go like, how does that work? So let me just like start an advent calendar. So you can go like, I'm gonna call. This is for Carl's Advent, because I love you so much.
Aww.
And be like, oh, yeah, you're sweetheart. I'm sending you some stuff. And then I click next. And then here are all the days of the year. So you can see there's images, text, videos, or voice notes. So if I add an image, you can go to your gallery and add an image. You can click a voice note and record a voice note. Wait, Carl, you are so special to me. And then like leave it. And then that piece of media will stay there on the calendar, and then you will receive an advent calendar and be able to unlock each of those things every single day.
That is super exciting because you can get creative with it once again. There could be when you do the photo settings, there could be a message that you post in the photo settings, so that person maybe has to build up to where to find their Christmas gift.
Yeah, you can write poems.
Oh man.
You can get super romantic.
That's so cool.
And you can send it to multiple people. So if you want to surprise your family, you can make a family advent calendar that everybody gets. And you've got time. I know it's the 1st of December.
No, you've got time.
Still got time because you can make it and send it, and everyone can open it tonight. And it's so exciting. Or like all the kids in the family can get like special messages from Granny and Grandpa, and it's great for people abroad, you know, that kind of thing. So I was very excited to find this. I'm definitely going to be using it.
I'm also going to be using that. That is the most creative build-up and an excitement creator ahead of the big day. So,
do you know what my least favorite part about Christmas is?
What?
Songs. Christmas songs. Not a fan.
You're not a fan of, so you mean like all Christmas songs?
Yeah, carols. You know, when you're a kid and you get dragged to like carol stuff and you're like, why are we here? Like, I just want to play video games. I'm still like that. I'm nearly 40. So
Christmas for gamers.
So anyway, there's this app called Christmas Songs, and I never know where to start, but I know my dad loves Christmas songs. Everybody in the family does. So you can choose a bunch of songs. So you can go, these are all Christmas tracks, Deck the Halls, A Holy Night, We Three Kings. I haven't heard that one in a while. It's been a minute. To be honest, with COVID and stuff, we haven't actually gone to big carol things. Silent Night, A Christmas Tree, and then whatever, like Joy to the World, everybody knows that. And then you can play it, and then it will also tell you like lyrics on screen. So here we go, Joy to the World.
Like you do a little karaoke vibe, eh?
Yeah, like you have a family karaoke, and then you can push it to a screen or whatever the case is, and
so
then
cool.
And be able to play it, which is cool if you are dragged into setting up a carol service for a family. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And it doesn't happen. So yeah,
that is so useful. Now, We want to get outdoors as well. I like the Christmas because we have summer Christmas. We don't have winter Christmas, so we need to get out there as well. So what type of apps do you have that would help us out there?
So yeah, I think this is very important because especially now, actually having a kid, there's a lot of downtime. A lot of parents are going like, it's great when school holidays come for the kids, where the parents are like, now we've got to like entertain these children for like an entire month. So I highly recommend downloading either TripAdvisor or Yelp. TripAdvisor is a little bit more prominent in South Africa, and that it's not just restaurants. I think a lot of people think it's just restaurants.
Yeah.
It's not. It's experiences. So you can go like, what can I do? Can we go on this hike? What are the reviews for this? Or whatever. And you can get ideas and surprise your family with creative ways. And a lot of those things are free. So those experiences are free. So like different hikes, spending like making a picnic and going on a hike or something, or it could be a really meaningful family day that everybody remembers, and it didn't have to cost you a lot of money to do it. And we've got the weather. We've got the fortune of having that weather in South Africa.
That is everything that you need, and it's all on your phone. Thank you so much to Grant Hines for giving you every single thing you need this festive season to have an happy Christmas.
I'm absolutely loving everything tech about this show, and we're going to carry on giving you absolute anticipation and excitement because the discussion on tech is going to be carrying on, and we are finding out more about Interplay Africa. And we're joined right now by Brittany Barnard, project manager at Interplay Africa, as well as Nathan Erasmus, now the customer's success manager, and also someone that's been highly involved with Interplay Africa. Now, firstly, welcome. I know, Brittany, you might not be able to see me over there. You're already submerged in this incredible world of learning. But Nathan, let me talk to you about, I mean, what's going on here firstly, and why do you think VR is such a great way for, let's say, tradesmen to kind of learn in the industry?
Yeah. I think what's important to understand is that, you know, gaming and the impact of gaming, the intuitivity of gaming and platforms today helps you to engage. So the most important thing is to engage and to experience real life. And I mean, simulation is no better way to experience or learn, you know, than
So what's happening in the experience that I'm currently seeing right now? Because this is the view or the perspective that Brittany has while she's in this VR world. What's going on here? What's happening?
Okay, so Brittany is currently doing a check for wiring in a parking lot.
Okay.
So she's currently immersed in this parking lot where, let's say, her supervisors told her, look, go and check out the lights that is not burning in the parking lot, which she's currently engaging in, and she's starting. And this is her clipboard that has been given by her supervisor.
Okay.
And she's doing an electrical check.
So she's essentially taken on the position of an electrician. A day in the life of, so the task at hand is obviously she has to diagnose and find out what's wrong with the lights, right?
Exactly, yes. So assume that Brittany has gone through the course and she's a learner. So she's been educated on how to use a multimeter, how to check wiring, to check the connection, disconnection, amperage, or capacitance, or circuit currency.
And worst case scenario, if she was to make a mistake and get shocked, she's not going to actually have any injuries, right?
No, that's the fun. That's the beauty of VR. Yes, yeah. So you will shock. You'll feel the shock on the
vibration.
Yes,
and the effect. Okay, cool.
But there's also a buffer built into here to say, look, be warned, be careful not to do the next step because the next step will lead to a particular outcome, which is dangerous.
Guiding you right through the process.
Exactly.
Incredible. All right. So Brittany, how's it going here? What's happening? Are you figuring this out? I see like panel boards and circuit breakers and wires and things. Is she on it here, Nathan?
Okay, yes, so the instructor is, so that's the instructor board, and it says,
confirm that the power circuit breaker is on. Yeah. Ah, okay,
so she has to check on this on the side there, the green power, that's the circuit on that side.
All right, so she looks like she's at the switchboard putting things off there, firstly. I see that. This is so cool.
Okay, yes, so it is on. She's basically following instruction. So what is nice about this, it guides you as a learner. You can make as many mistakes as possible because, I mean, repetition is basically how you learn. So
and this is what it would look like in the real world, right? I mean, is that a replication of a sort of switchboard or a box that you would see in a real-life scenario?
That's exactly what it is. It's 100% set up the way the real world is. So it's been in each country. It is a different, because all our specifications, our laws, different standards, yes.
Yeah.
So this is set up for the South African standards.
Wow, okay, nice.
So she's testing the voltage now.
Oh, and I don't know if you can hear that, Mzansi, but there's actually a voice guy that's also asking.
So yes, she's got a multimeter. She's got a multimeter, and she's asked to test the the voltage to make sure there's voltage currency. So what's nice here, so it's leading a learner with these little orange probes.
Almost like a
over there.
cue. Okay.
Yes, it's just to say, look, a hint, yes, yeah. So we've got different levels. So you can practice level, and then you can get challenge scenario, which doesn't show the highlights, and then there's the one where absolute assessment. If you fail,
exam time.
it's exam time. You have to get 100% right, because although this is simulated, if you get it wrong in real life, I mean, there's a consequences. So
100%.
yeah. So this guides you to the orange probes, and she's just using a multimeter to check.
So I'm just thinking to myself, the fact that you mentioned that you can recreate what happens in the real world, you could essentially be trained on global sort of mechanics, global systems. I mean, this is not going to prepare you for just only your own country, but potentially become, let's say in this example, an electrician that can work all around the world.
Yeah, so currently we have a few countries involved in this. So we have the US system, which trains you on electrical, solar, heating, air conditioning. They teach you on general maintenance, and it's all based on the country's dynamics, their systems, their industries, their industry standards, and application as well. So we've got the American, we've got the Europe, India, we have South Africa, and then we have down south in Australia.
Oh, this is so cool. Literally living in the future right now, Mzansi, and technology is definitely changing the classroom and the way we learn. I want to thank both of you for coming through and showing us this incredible demo. Absolutely love it. And there's a question there which once was, what is VR? Now the question is, how can it help us create better skilled employees? Now, absolutely love it. You want to find out more, follow Interplay Africa to find out anything about this VR world, the future of learning, and everything that we are diving into. I love this. This is amazing. Cool.
Unlock the summer of champions. Travel the world and connect anywhere with flight discounts and international roaming. Get the new Samsung Z Flip 4 5G on a 600-minute Red Core voice plan for 1,339 Rand per month over 24 months and a free hotel voucher. Plus, get 1,000 Rand free accessory spend and make it the best summer ever with Vodacom, SA's leading network. Available in-store or online. Feather together. Vodacom.
like that, flex, and he's gonna hold the flex, Raul. You're gonna hold the flex, and I'll be like, oh wait, let me pick him off. That's it. Nope.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. This is Expresso, and you're live in S3. And you know this gaming thing, I just found this Oculus. So I want to see if I can control anything here. This is great. So we got the arm up there like that. That's great. I wonder if this is controlling anything. And then like a flex is great. And then you're just gonna hold it. So, sorry, wait, click it off, click it off, click it off, click it off. Okay, there we go, perfect. Woo, right. Coming up, we're going to say good morning to Qatar. Plus, this man over here will be out of my control and in yours with the news here on Expresso.
All right, that was definitely weird, but thank you for giving my body back, and thank you for allowing me to kick off with official duties once again. And starting on national news fronts, now today is World AIDS Day, and South African medical experts say there have been significant strides towards ensuring that people living with HIV access relevant medication. Now, SA is in the process of testing an antiretroviral injection that can be administered once a month. Now, the CEO of the SA National AIDS Council, Dr. Thembisile Ngulu, says the injection is still undergoing tests. Meanwhile, Treatment Action Campaign spokesperson Anele Yawa says they are calling on authorities to supply HIV patients with sufficient medication on a monthly basis. Well, sticking to national news headlines, and the report on the Pala Pala farm by an independent panel in line with Section 89 of the Constitution has found that President Cyril Ramaphosa has a case to answer. Now, it was released to members of Parliament and the public through the announcements tablings and committee reports yesterday evening. Now, it relates to the alleged theft of foreign currency at Ramaphosa's Pala Pala farm in Limpopo more than 2 years ago. Now, Ramaphosa allegedly concealed the theft, and the report will be considered by the National Assembly at its plenary sitting scheduled for Tuesday. Well, from our national news headlines, we head over to international news, and themed around the World Cup, someone that we all are aware of, Brazil soccer legend Pelé, has been admitted to hospital, but his daughter Kelly Nascimento has confirmed there was no emergency involved. Now, Pelé had a tumor removed from his colon in September 2021 and has since had regular treatment at the hospital. However, there were media reports that the 82-year-old was having cardiac issues. Now, Pelé is Brazil's all-time leading scorer with 77 goals in 92 games, and the former striker is one of the only 4 players to have scored in 4 World Cup tournaments. Well, next up in international news headlines, the Mozambican port has welcomed its first ship in 3 years after activities were halted due to jihadist attacks. Now, the cargo vessel carrying fuel, vehicles and other equipment docked at the port of Moquimbao de Prau in the northern Cabo Delgado province, which has been racked and reeked by jihadist violence for years. Now, the cargo belongs to companies supporting multinationals who have been exploiting natural gas in the area. Now, Cabo Delgado's governor said the resumption of operations was a result of the restoration of security. Well, next up in our headlines, French President Emmanuel Macron refers to it as, and quotes, 250 grams of magic and perfection in our daily lives envied around the world, unquote. Now, famous Parisian baker Priscilla Hayats calls it, and quote, a basic product, one that affects all socio-cultural categories, whether you're rich or poor, unquote. Now, the product under discussion remains key to French identity and is, of course, the French baguette. That's what we're talking about. Well, the French baguette has just been elevated to UNESCO heritage status. Now, there are arguably few things more quintessentially French than the humble baguette. Now, after all, the country is said to produce some 16 million a day. Now, UNESCO said that it has added the artisanal know-how and culture of baguette bread, and it's added it to a list of 600 other items. And its inclusion celebrates the French way of life. Now, UNESCO chief Audrey Assoulay said, and added with a quote, the baguette is a daily ritual, a structuring element of the meal, synonymous with sharing and conviviality. Not too sure what that actually means, to be very honest with you, but it's definitely part of the quote and something you can look up if you want to know more. But we here at Expresso have nothing else to say but viva la baguette. With that note, I'll leave you with the rest of the headlines. Here's Carlitos with the sport headlines.
Thanks a lot, Raul. And of course, vive la baguette. Well, France didn't baguette a win last night because Wabi Kasri scored the only goal of the game as Tunisia claimed a famous 1-0 win over holders France, but it was not enough for them to reach the last 16 of the World Cup. However, Australia's 1-0 win in the other Group D match against Denmark denied them progressing to the last 16 for the first time. Matthew Leckie scored the goal that took the Socceroos to the knockout stages. In Group C, goals from Alexis McAllister and Julian Alvarez saw Argentina beat Poland 2-0, with both teams advancing despite Mexico beating Saudi Arabia 2-1. In the other game. Now, staying with football, just to reiterate, if you didn't hear Raul's news earlier, Brazilian football legend Pelé has been hospitalized again for a re-evaluation of his treatment following a colon tumor last year. The 82-year-old was admitted to hospital in Sao Paulo for a re-evaluation of his chemotherapy treatment for the colon tumor diagnosed back in September 2021, his medical team said in a statement. On to cricket. New Zealand clinched a 1-0 series win over India after the third and final one-day international was abandoned. Now, reinforced players from Hagley Oval following the 18th over of New Zealand's chase, with the home side 104 for 1 after India had been dismissed for 219. Play never resumed, meaning there was no result as the Black Caps needed to face a minimum of 20 overs for an official match to be registered. And netball news. South Africa were grouped in Pool C with Jamaica, Wales and Sri Lanka when the draw for the 2023 Netball World Cup took place in East London. The Netball World Cup will be staged at the Cape Town International Convention Centre on local soil from July 28 to August 6, 2023, and will be the first time the tournament will be held in Africa. That is a big feat for us. Now, South Africa are ranked 5th in the world and ended their campaign in 4th place at the last edition in 2019 in Liverpool's arena. That's it for sport for now, but coming up, we are going to say good morning to Qatar all over SABC. But if you are still heading out to work today, there are some traffic incidents to look out for, and here's Raul with the details.
Thank you so much, Carl. Of course, many of you heading out on the roads this morning, heed thy warning. We've got some news for you. If you are at Qatar Ridge and KZN, there's a thick layer of fog on the N3 between Hammersdale Interchange and Cedar Exit. So for anybody heading out that way, keep a safe following distance and do definitely put your headlights on so you can increase your visibility both for you and other road users. Now, next up in our traffic report, if you are in the area of Johannesburg, Germiston to be specific, there is a stationary truck on the N3 northbound at Germiston Interchange. Now, the left lane is affected, so again, please do approach with caution. And of course, anybody heading on the roads this morning, buckle up, stay safe, and plan your route accordingly. For now, though, it's time to head back up to the skies and find out what's happening with the weather, and Carl has the latest.
Let's start with environmental news. Now, Northern Cape Premier Zamani Saul says his province is trailblazing by phasing in the use of green and renewable energy. Earlier, Public Works and Infrastructure Minister Patricia de Lille said 9 green hydrogen projects would be given priority status this week. This means that the projects will be fast-tracked. Speaking on the sidelines of the inaugural Green Hydrogen Summit in Cape Town, Saul said the introduction of renewable energy would bode well for job creation in the province. The inaugural Green Hydrogen Summit continues in Cape Town. Saul says the province has invested billions of rand in energy and green energy at that. He said the Northern Cape was the first province to adopt a provincial hydrogen strategy, and there's some 200 billion rand that has been invested in South Africa on renewable energy, of which 64% is in the Northern Cape. Of 9 projects announced yesterday, 4 are from the Northern Cape. They are doing so well, and well done, and kudos to you. Let's keep it going for the other provinces in South Africa as well. Now, from that environmental news, let's go over to some sunrise views. And the 7 a.m. update features you, Wendy, from midstream, snapping this cloudy view with the moon peeking through the clouds. Denzel Naidu from Port Alfred shared this incredible shot overlooking beautiful green grass and calm oceans. Then is Pia Vasakis sharing this one from his home, looking at the soothing sea whilst enjoying some hot chocolate in Elysium. And then Jackie Olifid of Pelican Park, in fact, shared this view of the sky with the gentle pinks glimmering up the sky, looking so good. And last up, we have Louise G. Chury from Alberton, showing off a picture-perfect shot of pastel peaches lighting up the morning sky like a dream that you've woken up to, but you're awake and you're on your feel-good breakfast show. Sunrise images are always loved here, so send yours and your destination 063 408 8863. We'd love to receive yours as we get on to some temperatures from across South Africa. Now, I can feel the heat already. Let's start in Polokwane. Nice and hot, 29 from a low of 12. Bombela, 14. You also go to 29. And Pretoria, 15 up to 31 degrees Celsius. Johannesburg looking good, 14 rising to 30. Now in Mahikeng, good morning to you. 18 is your minimum to a high of 33. You got 25% chance of rain in your area. Klerksdorp, 16 to 31 today. Kimberley, shining bright like a diamond, 19 to 34. Some thunder expected. And Bloemfontein, thunder for you, 15 up to 31. Richards Bay, 19 to 30 today. Pietermaritzburg, 16 to 32. Durban, 20 to 28. And then Mthatha, 17 to a scorching 35. Please stay hydrated and stay out of the sun. Then East London, you're looking nice and warm, 27 the high from a low of 21. Cradock, 18 to a very hot 37. Gqeberha, you've got 18 to 24 on the cards. And then George, 16 rising to 23. A max of 23 can be expected in the mother city. Cape Town, Worcester, 13 up to 34. Sutherland, just 8, but you thaw out to 30. And then Uppington showing us all off. Of course, 39 degrees Celsius is your maximum temperature from a very low but quite high, 22. And that's it for the temperatures. Another update in 1 hour. And of course, more temperature rising as we have the entertainment you need to wake you up in a Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Oh, yes, we do. And of course, we're going to provide you with the plug, especially now that the seasons are heating up. Summer is here, so we're going to give you all the must-haves from Woolworths for this holiday season. And on top of that, like Carlitos just mentioned earlier, we're heading to Qatar to find out more about what's happening in and around the stadium and all the gears of the World Cup. We'll see you there. Don't go anywhere.
we got you covered. 24-hour long wear, new skincare and ingredients, better skin by the day, diverse shades, transfer resistant and waterproof. For all skin, for every life. New Color Stay Long Wear Makeup.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Yes, Mzansi, we got you covered. Of course, it is summer. So to all the summer souls out there, stand up, because it's time to level up your look. And we are heading and going full on into the festive right now. We're going to show you how to look vacay ready with 3 must-have looks. And the one and only Knox Mafu is here to bring all the goodness.
Absolutely.
My ray of light and sunshine.
Thank you. You know, it's the 1st of December. I said, let's show up, guys.
I love it.
Summer
I love
is
it.
here.
You like the snowflake of Christmas. You know what I mean?
But in summer.
But in
right?
summer,
Which
yeah.
is amazing.
Summer snowflake. That's
exactly.
what you are.
I love that.
I don't know if this is one of the looks, because I'm absolutely loving this already.
Absolutely.
So the bar's already been set.
Thank you. So, I mean, summer to me and also vacation looks are all about linen, free-flowing kind of material. So you'll find that the big trends here are really focusing on that. So it's beautiful, flowy dresses, great silhouettes that are great for any kind of body. And I've got 3 looks that will really showcase what we are looking at this summer.
Oh,
and it's got a bit of a touch of festiveness, which I really
love it.
like.
I'm sure Mzansi's definitely seeking some inspo
Exactly.
for summer. So let's bring in our models. Are we doing them one at a time? Yes?
Let's do one at a
Yes,
time.
please. So
I
model
want to
number
focus
1.
on the goodness.
I see. The lady in red is here.
Exactly. So here we've got a beautiful red, bold color. Like we know, summer is about bold colors and taking big chances. But what I love actually is the really nice cutout detail here. So there's a really good play here with kind of showing a bit of skin, but in a way that's really, really tasteful and kind of, you know, quite cautious, but also quite playful. So I really love that. So that cutout trend coming in there, it cinches at the waist with a really nice elastic there. But what I love is that we've accessorized it with some really nice bags. And you know, last week we were talking about how great accessories can really just elevate an outfit. Then we look, any look is not complete without a beautiful makeup look. And here we've used the W Beauty Glow palette, which is really great. And then we've added the W Beauty matte lipstick, which is also great for long wearing looks. And we've used the color red here. So already you can see a full outfit ready for summer.
This
it's
is
amazing.
a statement. I love the cinch like you mentioned, but more for me, it's the arm. It's enough having that flow from the bottom of the dress, but now you kind of doubled up with the arm as well. So you got extra flow for summer.
And
I see what you did there.
Exactly. And A-line is always so good for anybody. I know all the women in Mzansi will probably be like, I love that dress. You can wear it for Christmas. You can go for a beach look. It's really great.
It's a pop. It's a statement. All right. So we've got another look, of course, highlighting something even more special. Model number 2. Okay, a lighter look. I love it, indeed.
Amazing. So now this for me is my favorite. I love a puff sleeve. Give me a puff sleeve and I'm just ready to go out to town. So this is a beautiful embroidery kind of look. Again, we're focusing on the whites, which are
the
also...
embroidery kind of Christmas theme?
There we go. You see, you can touch to that. But also, even away from the Christmas period, it would look quite chic. Again, we've added incredible accessories just to give it that yacht look. She's ready to jump on. Some beautiful wedges. And of course, again, using that W Beauty Glow palette because it's absolutely incredible across the skin. I love that it's buildable. Also, we've added a bit of a nice pop of color, and she looks ready to take on a yacht, a vacation, or even a staycation.
I was going to say, this look is so versatile. I could see her at a picnic, I could see her at a concert, I could see her dining at a beautiful event, or even meeting the family. I think this ticks every single box.
Exactly.
The material for me, is it a blend? Is it a linen or cotton? It looks so good.
It's a blend, and we know that obviously Woolworths always focuses on sustainably sourced materials. So again, a nod to kind of the environment, but looking chic, that belt over there also cinching at the waist. She could pair those with sneakers if she wanted to, and the look is still elevated and really speaks to the essence of summer.
And it's this look that's just giving the model all the confidence.
Can
I mean,
you
look at
see
that.
it?
Owning
Look
it.
at those
Absolutely. I know you got another one though. I'm loving this so far. The bar's definitely been set. How are you going to step it up from here?
Well, look.
Oh, well, there we go.
There we go.
She done it again.
Exactly. We've got again an ode to the puff sleeve, but with a little bit of a variant here, embroidery coming in there. But I like that it's a t-shirt, and some people who don't want to kind of do the dress look can really pair that with some classic white jeans. I really love the play of color here, really the detail, and of course, we look at those accessories. We've got that kind of dazzle palette now that she's used on her skin, and of course, looking absolutely incredible with those wedges. She looks like a star. And look at that.
It's kind of screaming like a business chic, but I still want to have fun at the same time.
Absolutely.
What I love is, what I'm noticing is these prints. It's kind of got this sort of historical essence to it. It's like
I
this
wanted to say
blend of
Aztec, but
culture.
yes.
It's a blend of like Christmas, but at the same time, not necessarily just set in that time. So you're not locked into only wearing it
100%.
now.
I think it's the detail here, and I really enjoy that because, like, I think what makes an outfit always kind of stand out is the small detail in it. And I think these really great embroideries that they've pulled in are really nice, an ode to kind of like a historic thing, like you're saying, but really fashion forward in the same way. So we can kind of see that 70s kind of influence coming in, and she looks absolutely incredible.
It does indeed. And all three of these models, before they put this clothing on, they were kind of somber and chilled.
Now-
and the minute they embody these looks, voila, they're ready for summer. And I can clearly see there's a reason why. Of course, for you, Mzansi, you want to get this confidence, you want to get this look, then from vacation to staycation, you can enjoy the best of the season in full-on festive colors, which absolutely pop and make statements like these have. So you want to get involved, then shop these looks at Woolworths, in-store, online, or of course, on the app. Nox Mafu, thank you once again for serving us.
Pleasure.
I think summer is officially here and we're ready for it.
It's your Feel Good Breakfast Show, and of course we have to focus on a place where this man went to without telling me, Qatar. And it's okay, because the World Cup, it's full of spills and thrills, and there's been upsets, and the underdogs have been rising, and I can tell you 4 of the last 16 spots of the World Cup already are decided. Welcome. Good morning, Qatar. Tips
Good
of the team.
morning.
Hello. Raul de Mornay and me,
Yes.
Carl Wasty, will take you through some of the action on social media, and I can tell you that Group C and Group D wrapped up with France, Australia, Argentina, and of course they all advanced to the knockout stages yesterday.
Australia as well, man. Can you
what?
believe
I can
it?
imagine the coach in that change room. You got 3 hours to make an amazing World Cup. Your time begins now.
Let's get it,
Boom, boom,
mates.
straight the room. It's been an incredible World Cup, many firsts as well, and today is no exception because referee Stéphanie Frappard set to make history.
Yeah.
France had a goal ruled out by a VAR for offside in the final minute of stoppage time as Tunisia held on to register a shock victory as well. And despite victory, they failed to qualify for the last 16 of the World Cup, and that was because Australia beat Denmark 1-0 to finish second behind France in Group C.
Yes, mate.
And these were the scenes at 3:30 a.m. in the morning as thousands gathered to watch the encounter. Just take a look at this.
Ooh, look at this, Joel. Honestly, this is what it's about. I mentioned this earlier when I was there watching one of the games, but I love this. This is what it's about. The FIFA World Cup embodies the spirit of the people, and these moments where they get to celebrate such incredible occasions are the highlights for me. I mean, look at that. Come on, it's
3:30.
insane. 3:30 a.m. in the morning, honestly. I'm loving it, and I'm loving all the action, and it doesn't stop there because on top of that, Argentina also claimed a 2-0 win over Poland to finish top of Group C, and that's all thanks to goals from Alexis McAllister and Julian Alvarez. Now, on top of this, Poland are still through despite the loss, only edging Mexico on goal difference after beating Saudi Arabia to
continent. They continue their celebrations long after the whistle in the stadium because they also had a jawl that we call here in South Africa.
Bring on the
If you
celebration.
just stay there and you start singing, that's what the World Cup spirit is all about.
And you don't want to leave the stadium. You just want to savor that moment forever. I can definitely relate to this and understand why. Why would you want to leave such an incredible space? Look at that. Oh, it's like side versus side, one edge of the pitch behind the other. I mean, come on. Can you imagine what it
You were
must sound
there
like being
without
there?
me.
I know,
Let's think about that for a second. Sure.
Now listen, if you're traveling to watch their team play at the World Cup, it took a little bit longer than usual for 2 French fans. Now I'm talking about Mehdi Balamisa and Gabriel Martin, who decided the best way to travel from France to Qatar was on 2 wheels. Ooh, not easy. Now the friends spent 3 months traveling 7,000 kilometers by bicycle to reach Qatar in 2022 and watch their beloved France defend its title. Now, the pair started their mammoth journey at the Stade de France in Paris, home of the French national team, and finished at the stunning Luciel Stadium, the venue that will host the final at Qatar 2022. How crazy is this, man?
I mean, they traveled an average of 115 kilometers to get there per day, and the idea came about after cycling from France to Italy to watch their country play in the UEFA Nations League last year, and they wanted to test themselves with a much longer trip, and this is why the Tour de Qatar was invented. The French Football Federation invited the pair to meet the team and provided tickets for the France group stage games, which is also fantastic. But France hasn't stopped there when it comes to setting records, because France's Stéphanie Frappard will become the first woman to referee a match at the Men's World Cup after being selected to take charge of today's clash between Germany and Costa Rica. The 38-year-old will lead an all-female on-field team for the Group E match with Brazil's Noiza back, and as well as chosen as her assistant. And Frappa has already made history at the moment and at the tournament, having become the first female official for a men's World Cup match when she was fourth official for the goalless draw between Mexico and Poland. That was last Tuesday.
That's awesome, man. I'm here for that. I'm celebrating that. More women in the sport. They've definitely got a keen eye and they pay attention to detail. So they're definitely going to do a credible job in this.
Absolutely.
I'm loving it.
Well, there you have it. We've got thrills, spills, great goals, and records set at, of course, the Qatar World Cup. And we'll be back with lots more tomorrow. Good morning, Qatar, and good morning to you, the SABC. We'll see you again soon.
Stand a chance of winning 10,000 Rand with Play.Coza when you watch Tropica Island of Treasure. Simply SMS PLAY to 41191 or scan this QR code and follow the steps to enter. You could be winning your own treasure of 10,000 Rand. T's and C's apply and can be found on Play.Coza. Let's play with Play.Coza.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. This is Expresso here at STN. We are celebrating pharmacies today.
Yes, we are indeed. And Kat is standing by right now. He's at a very special pharmacy called Ackerman's Pharmacy to celebrate with individuals that are doing so much work, even after the pandemic. So let's catch up with them
Thank you very much, team. I'm coming to you live from Germiston. And look here, the beautiful smiling faces all around me. The pharmacists who serve us on the daily, who are not only brave, but they also inspire hope within communities. In fact, one moment quickly. Ma'am, come here quickly. Come here. No, no, ma'am, you, yes. She said just now, this is her final moment to be on live television. Ma'am, what's your name? Teresa. Say hello, everybody.
Hi, everyone.
Now, she is as excited as everyone here.
To be on TV. Oh, my goodness,
Yes.
live.
Okay, she's about to take over this interview. Before she does that, it's a very exciting day because Adcock Ingram OTC, sponsors of Brave, of course, bring us Pharmacy of the Week. And today we are at the biggest independent pharmacy in all the land. They're called Ackerman's Pharmacy. And of course, this is a very special day. They're opening up their new branch, which is why we have this beautiful pink ribbon. But before we get to that moment that everyone's been waiting for, a moment for me to quickly catch up with the owner of the pharmacy, Johan van Wyk. And Johan, just even hearing that title of being the biggest independent pharmacy in the entire South Africa, that's a badge of honor, right? Where did it all start?
Sure, it's been since 1948. It was started by Mr. Louis Ackerman. My dad came in about 1974. And in the 80s, he bought over the pharmacy. So I'm third generation.
Yeah.
74 years. It's been an evolution over the years, just growing. But it's all about community.
Yes.
It's a community who's made us. It's because of them that we are what we are today.
Yeah.
And we are just so thankful for them.
Excellent. And the community have come out, of course, to support you. Official opening hour is at 7:30, so everyone is waiting in anticipation. But tell me about that work that you do in the community. What do you strive to infuse as a mechanism of hope within the community? What do you do?
I think business in South Africa needs to realize it's about giving back.
Yeah.
It's not about the money. It's not about the profits. Our legacy is going to be what can we leave and what can we do. So we started cleaning the streets. I've got a team of about 5 guys every morning sweeping the streets. We've been running a soup kitchen for the last 5 years, feeding about 300 people. We've got lots of other charity projects as well. We don't advertise them because we want to do it out of our heart, and it's for the greater good. And you know, in the end, you'll be blessed for what you do, and that is true. But I think it's a lesson. It's having a ripple effect on other businesses in the street as well. So they're joining hands as well now in the future for this.
Amen to that. Now, of course, you've moved over to this beautiful branch, and you've taken me for a little bit of a tour inside, and surely enough, later on, we'll see what's inside. But across the street is the old pharmacy, if I can call it that, right? Or the old property. What do you plan to do with that? You were telling me about that, and that's absolutely incredible.
I'm actually more excited about that than about the new pharmacy. As we want to make it a low-cost medical center, so we're going to be renting out rooms to individual practitioners, doctors, dentists, laboratories, x-rays, but affordable. We need to make it affordable. So it's for the patients who cannot afford private healthcare, but they do want quality private healthcare.
Yeah.
So they can come there and then walk across the road and come and receive wonderful low prices, wonderful service from my 8 pharmacists, my 20 pharmacist assistants as well.
That's incredible. I absolutely love that. You were talking about the offering of, you know, low-cost dentistry, that kind of thing. Talk to me quickly about the services that you'll be offering at this medical center that you wanted to develop.
So far the interest we've had is definitely doctors. I've got a pediatrician who wants to come. I've got dentists who's coming. As I say, we're planning to get an X-ray department as well.
Yeah. Well, I think it's the moment that we've all been waiting for. The scissor is ready. The giant scissor, might I add. There we go. And we're going to move our way to the center. All right. Everybody ready? Countdown in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. These wonderful people, and it's going to be an absolutely fantastic day. Stay tuned because we'll bring you more from this beautiful Pharmacy of the Week, of course brought to you by Adcock Ingram, sponsors of Brave. Make some noise!
Yes! That looks so good. Did you see that? Sorry. Niall's really jumping up and down for Ackerman's up here. Yes! So, okay, well, we've got so many bits of excitement. Of course, we have to celebrate the pharmacists and people like Johan van Wyk. Did you just listen to the dream over there? And that dream is quite simple, to make a medical facility for all at low costs. Come on, that's wonderful. But we do have something else. When it comes to pets, we have to look after them too. And Graham is at the helm of something great.
Let's go check it out. Of course, Royal Canine, Canine, however you say it, I know that it's something that is a product that is premium. We all love it. So let's check it out right now. Cannon time. Let's do it.
Cannon time. I like that.
For the last 12 weeks, we have embarked on what has truly been an incredible pet health series, a journey with Royal Canin, and learned so much about our dogs and our cats, and I think about ourselves as pet owners. So sadly, joining us for our final chapter of this incredible series is Royal Canin's resident veterinarian and now a very good friend of our show, Dr. Debbie Bain. I'm a little bit sad. I've loved this.
Actually.
Thank you so much. I've learned so much. I've met so many incredible vets along the way. And I certainly, I joke about the emotional investments, but I now understand this is what it requires to be a pet owner. You've really got to take that decision on with that responsibility in mind. So thank you for reinforcing that. I thought as an opportunity to kind of close off what we've been doing in our final chapter, maybe let's go back and touch on some of the things that have been the most important, what's resurfaced or surfaced through our discussion. And maybe we can start with vaccinations and shots, because those are vitally important. When and what?
As we've said before during the shows, our puppies and our kittens need a set of 3 vaccinations starting from 6 to 8 weeks. Our base canine vaccinations will include vaccination against parvovirus, distemper, hepatitis, and parainfluenza. For our cats, we have a base of 3 vaccinations. That includes calicivirus, panleukopenia, as well as herpes virus. Now, in addition to that, you can also, in your cats, get the leukemia virus vaccination. And again, that's something that you're going to need to speak to your vet about. After 3 months of age, that's when we can start introducing the rabies vaccination. Cannot stress the importance of having a rabies vaccination done and the annual vaccinations to keep up to date.
And it's a good opportunity to check in with your vet every year. That should be happening annually regardless, unless you notice something is wrong or something different in their behavior. Nutrition, obviously the core of our drive here, what motivates us in this space. What are the major do's and don'ts? What should we be avoiding?
So the most important things, I suppose, to do is to feed the correct diet according to their life stage as well as their size, especially with our dogs. Cats, like we say, slightly different. They all around similar sizes, except, for example, our Maine Coons or our Norwegian Forests, which are the large breed cats, giant cats of the world. So that's the most important thing to do. There are definitely a couple of don'ts when it comes to feeding. Don't feed bones. They cause a huge amount of problems. Also very fatty meat, like off the braai, can be an issue. So rather just avoid table scraps altogether. Things like raisins and grapes, onions, garlic, chocolates. Those are actually all toxic to our dogs and our cats. And just on a side note for that as well, please don't. If your animal is limping, for example, please don't reach into your cupboard and look for some of your human medication. Certain human medication can actually be toxic to our animals as well.
Exercise for dogs, how often and how should we approach that? And do cats need exercise?
Oh, I think everyone needs exercise, right?
Exactly.
I mean, just to release those endorphins. Cats slightly different to dogs. I mean, you absolutely can lead train your cat and take them for a walk. It's happening more.
I've seen Zoe do it.
You know, it's actually quite incredible, and they really enjoy being outside. But just simple things like rolling balls and playing with their toys, that is exercise for them, absolutely. Your dogs, how often is a very difficult one to answer. If you are starting from a 0 baseline, please don't take your dog for a 5K run. Like, that would just be a little bit mean. So you want to build them up slowly and build up, obviously, their
capacity,
their
fitness,
yes, absolutely.
Just like us,
just like us. But exercise is exceptionally important. How many times a week? Do you know what? That also needs to fit in with your lifestyle and how often you can. And remember, for them, like even a 20-minute walk, that's getting out, that's interaction, those are big things for them. One thing I do want to emphasize is with regards to puppies, they can play and run in the parks and stuff like that or at home as much as they want to. Granted, they've had their vaccinations, but high-impact activity and exercise should be avoided until they have stopped growing.
Oh, wow.
Because that can actually cause damage to their growth plates.
And stunt that growth. Really interesting stuff. Luckily, my sausage dog has 1 gear, and it's great on the uphills. What he loses on the downhill, he makes up on the uphill. Just lastly, to wrap this up, as a professional vet, someone who's worked in this space and obviously has a very good understanding of nutrition and overall pet health, what advice do you want to leave us with?
You know, our dogs and cats they truly are gifts. They are the one things in our lives that are going to love us unconditionally and they are not going to judge us, even at our lowest points. So I suppose we have a lot to learn from.
You're not talking about cats, you're talking about dogs, obviously.
Some cats do, but
a little judgy.
Dogs, they are a little bit judgy sometimes. The more you know, the better you know your animal, the quicker you will realize when something is wrong. Sometimes to a fault, in the sense that you actually bring them into the vet too early before anything can be picked
Manifested,
up.
Yeah.
But yeah, all I can say is it's a lifelong commitment, but enjoy them. Their lifespan is not as long as ours, and they are only loaned to us for a very short amount of time.
I know, this is one of the sick jokes of life, that we get one of the most enriching relationships is a short-term thing, but it makes us appreciate it so much more. I'm in awe of what you guys do. I have so much respect for your field now, seeing life through your lens as well. So thank you so much for opening that window. As a pet owner, I feel empowered to help my dogs and my cats live an amazing life. And I think we often forget it's both ways. What we get out of them, they get out of us as well. So I'm so glad you highlighted the emotional side of that connection. I'm going to miss you. We're going to have to do this all over again, maybe in a couple of months. Absolutely loved this series, certainly for myself, and hopefully you've gotten something out of it as well. Health is wealth. Make sure your pets are vaccinated. If you need to, make sure that you take your pet to the vet and make sure that they are fed the best diet. And most importantly, that yes, they get plenty of love and cuddles from you. You deserve it, they deserve it. And if you have any more questions about your dog or your cat, give this incredible team at Royal Canin a call. Go to their website, visit them, because there is a treasure trove of incredibly useful information there. And as always, if you have any cute photos of your pets to share, please do that. We'd love to see them and get to know them a little bit more. But I've got to say, as a pet owner, I have absolutely loved this journey. Thank you so, so much.
Thank you. It's been wonderful.
Feel Good Breakfast Show. Expresso here at S3 and feeling good. I feel like we need to zone in on this because eating for your gut, it's a really important way to promote digestive health and prevent symptoms. And making better food choices involves eating a balanced diet that is rich in fruit and vegetables, which provide the fiber needed to build good bacteria and guard gut health.
Yeah, but Carl, listen to this. It can be hard to sustain a healthy eating habit, which is why bringing the good back with probiotics is so important. Why? Well, let's find out exactly.
All right, so for those of you asking, what is gut health and why is it so important? I mean, the gut's obviously associated with things that are not really healthy. You know, when somebody has a gut, it's like, oh, you've got a belly, but there's actually something happening inside there. And believe it or not, your gut actually has a microbiome. It's the foundation of all of your good health in your body. It even affects your skin as well. Good health and good gut health occurs when you have a balance between the good, which is the helpful, and then the bad, potentially harmful bacteria and yeast in your digestive system.
Yeah, it also aids in the digestion of the foods you eat. It absorbs nutrients and uses it to fuel and maintain your body. So if your gut is imbalanced and your immune system isn't working properly, then your serotonin and hormones won't either, making it even more challenging to stay healthy. It's like a compounded effect.
Yeah,
man. It's crazy.
It's like your little ecosystem in your body and you have to keep it healthy, and that's what affects everything. So we asked you on social media pages, we asked you about, bringing the good back. And here's what you had to say. So let's take a peek at a couple of those little answers from you. Magnolia Peterson, good morning to you, saying, eat healthier and exercise. Done and dusted.
Done and dusted, just like that. Bongi Kosi also says, eat some simple foods, get more sleep, and don't forget to exercise. Very nice.
Nolene, eat healthy, get plenty of rest, exercise.
Nailed it.
It really is that simple, isn't it?
It is. It's like, yes, the staples. Come on, just get it. Cindy Grief also says, eat healthier and exercise. Bring back the good back. Yes, I love it. I think they kind of nailed this one. It's pretty simple, pretty standard. That's exactly what you need to do. And I'm liking the fact that we have a concise and clear idea of what's happening here too.
And the great thing is that when you start exercising, you start eating better. When you start eating better, you start feeling like you can exercise, and then the rotation happens. So having a healthy gut can lead to improved skin, reduces stress levels, and there's balanced energy, which is always good.
Yeah, and improving your microbiome can also lead to better sleep and digestion. Yes, please, I know we all want more of that. So probiotics are daily supplements to support your gut health. So speak to your healthcare professional, doctor, or pharmacist about Probiflora Adcock Ingram's probiotic. Yeah.
And do remember, there are many probiotics, but only one Probiflora. So we go from Probiflora to making sure that our community is healthy, and pharmacies are just that. Pharmacy of the Week, brought to you by Adcock Ingram OTC, sponsors of Brave, brings you this incredible feature about Ackerman's pharmacies, incredible acts of kindness within their community, going above and beyond to clean the local streets of Primrose, Germiston, arranging soup kitchens for the less fortunate, and doing all they can to uplift and better the community. We took to the streets around the pharmacy with the well-known TV actress Liz Mayring to see the good work being done.
Proudly brought to you by Adcock Ingram OTC, sponsors of Brave. Inspiring communities, one pharmacy at a time.
Hi everybody, I'm Liz Mayring. I'm so excited to come to you from the largest independent pharmacy in the country, Ackerman's, in Primrose, Germiston, Gauteng. Let's go and meet the owner and pharmacist Johan. This program is brought to you by Adcock Ingram OTC, sponsors of Brave, inspiring communities, one pharmacy at a time. Johan, owner, pharmacist, it's early in the morning and there's already a huge buzz of customers. What makes a successful pharmacy?
It's all been about giving back to the community, giving back to our staff, giving the lowest prices where we can, the widest range of products. And that's what we're so proud about our new pharmacy here. We've made it bigger, we've lowered our prices even more. I've got 160 staff working here, just serving the community. It's just been a wonderful journey for me. I'm very optimistic for independent pharmacy in the country, and I'm very optimistic about businesses giving back to the communities.
You are an amazing leader of the community, but a pharmacy is also like the heart of the community, né? You see the kids growing up, the babies being born, the parents, the grandparents, everybody who, when they are in time of need and they have a desperate medical emergency, where do they run to first? The pharmacy.
We've had many families, grandparents, then their children, and coming and that's through the ranks. So it's been a wonderful journey. We've also got a informal settlement about a half a kilometre away from here. Some of them have become even my best customers. Wow. And we love serving and giving back to them and just making a change in their lives. And yes, when they come and knock on our doors for real medical emergencies, we try and step in there as well.
Johan, what is your dream here? What is your dream, not just for this pharmacy, but for pharmacies throughout South Africa and their involvement in communities?
It's to give back and to make a definite change, especially where the lack of government facilities at the moment, is causing a lack in the community and especially in health, where they can step in and actually make a huge difference. And yes, they can do it.
Adcock Ingram has developed this wonderful OTC, over-the-counter range, meaning that you don't need a doctor's prescription, which I think for you as a pharmacist is also beneficial because it brings the costs down for you to help your customers, but they can still come to you for free advice. Am I correct?
I think that's important. In a pharmacy, consultation is for free. Yes. And as I said, we've got 8 wonderful pharmacists. I've got about 20 qualified pharmacist assistants that can help with over-the-counter medications. And we can treat at least the majority of illnesses that you are bound to pick up in a year.
Johan, you've told me about all the wonderful community projects you're doing, but now seeing is believing. I want to meet the people. I want to see the impact it makes. Will you take me?
Yes, let's go and have a look.
Let's go and have a look. We're standing on a busy road outside Ackerman's pharmacy. We can hear the cars and the people go past, but look how beautiful and clean it is. Simon, Johan, owner of Ackerman's pharmacy, tells me you started it all 20 years ago.
Yes, of course. I met him as a gardener, and then he brought me to his shop, and I started sweeping around.
And then, as I understand it, you brought other gentlemen who were unemployed, and now there's this entire team.
The entire team that sweeps all the Primrose streets to make it clean all the time.
Thank you for being part of the Ackermans family and for keeping the streets of Primrose and the community healthy and clean. Thank you, gentlemen. We salute you. I'm standing here with the wonderful members of the Remelos, loosely translated as letting the brakes go, community here in Primrose, Germiston. Give us an example to inspire others how Ackerman's pharmacy, for instance, helps you in terms of your daily lives.
So they helped us to install gas geysers, to save on the bill monthly. People can help us with the maintenance of the place, anything.
If you want to help Remelos, look at the number on screen. Any help, any involvement in this wonderful community, much appreciated. Thank you. Another busy day. We're standing at the Primrose East Soup Kitchen. I'm here with John, the supervisor. John, we have wonderful people here behind us who have been preparing for hours to serve people for the soup kitchen. Who are they? Are they members of the congregation, members of the community?
Members of the community, members of the congregation, and of course, there's general volunteers.
Volunteers.
Yeah. We got Ackermans who make soup for us on a Wednesday, and then we got various members of the community who supply us with different ingredients that we use in the soup.
I thank you, John, for the incredible work you and these incredible people are doing. But I would like to credit Ackermans Pharmacy for being involved in the community. This truly encapsulates Adcock Ingram OTC, sponsors of Brave's maxim, inspiring communities one pharmacy at a time. I'm a woman. I love shopping, especially in a pharmacy. No time to waste. The pharmacy is buzzing. Thank you to Ackermans Pharmacy, the largest independent pharmacy in South Africa, for what you do for your community and to inspire all of us to help. If we all do our bit, our country will be the most wonderful place on earth. And thank you to Adcock Ingram OTC, sponsors of Brave, inspiring communities one pharmacy at a time. My shopping is done at Ackermans Pharmacy. I'm going to have a healthy festive season.
Proudly brought to you by Adcock Ingram OTC, sponsors of Brave, inspiring communities one pharmacy at a time.
And that's why we do it. We have a pharmacy over there that looks after its community. It's not just about the little destination it has, but about the streets around there. And this is what it means to be a community. So thank you to Ackermans Pharmacy. This is brought to you by Adcock Ingram OTC, sponsors of Brave, inspiring communities, one pharmacy at a time. Don't go anywhere, because later on, we'll chat to sponsors of Brave spokesperson Shanae Dortman live at Ackermans Pharmacy, so stay right there.
You too can win big with Tropica. Buy a Tropica promo pack, follow the details, enter, and stand a chance to win your share of thousands of smooth prizes, such as airtime, data, AEG fridges, Island Tribe hampers, Rest Assured beds, plus limited edition Tropica bags, towels, tents, cooler bags, and cushions. The more Tropica you buy, the more chances you stand to win. Tropica, nothing smoother.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Yes, Mzansi, welcome back. Your Feel Good Breakfast Show, and the magic is definitely continuing. We are still heading out to Germanston, where Kat is standing by to bring us all the work from all those brave people out there. And on top of that, we've got winners to announce, and that is coming up in just a bit. But before we get into it, Carlitos is standing by with official duties.
Yes, I am. Let's wrap it up from the sports, or should I say news desk here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. And the gift of the givers says it will be assisting Nelson Mandela Bay firefighters with necessities, including water to help quell fires in the metro. Houses have been destroyed by the fire at Beachview, and flames were spreading towards Seaview late yesterday. Gift of the Givers founder Dr. Imtiaz Suleiman said if additional water was needed, they would send tankers from other parts of the Eastern Cape. Gift of the Givers has sunk 45 boreholes in Gqeberha to assist with day zero. Now, today is World AIDS Day, and South African medical experts say there have been significant strides towards ensuring that people living with HIV access relevant medication. SA is in the process of testing an antiretroviral injection that can be administered once a month. The CEO of the SA National AIDS Council, Dr. Tembisile Xulu, says the injection is still undergoing tests. Meanwhile, Treatment Action Campaign spokesperson Anele Yawa says they are calling on authorities to supply HIV patients with sufficient medication on a monthly basis. Now on to international news. Kenya's President William Ruto has unveiled a government loan scheme targeted at the youth and small businesses in the country. Dubbed Hustler Fund It, aims to provide cheaper loans to informal business owners. Through the plan, the government is committed to create opportunities for millions at the bottom of the economic pyramid to fulfill their aspirations. It will grant personal loans with a repayment period of 14 days, and to accelerate economic growth that achieve shared prosperity is to empower millions of struggling yet willing and capable Kenyans, Ruto said. Now, Brazil's soccer legend Pelé has been admitted to hospital, but his daughter, Kelly Nascimento, has confirmed there was no emergency involved. Pelé had a tumor removed from his colon in September 2021 and has since had regular treatment at the hospital. However, there were media reports that the 82-year-old was having cardiac issues. Pelé is Brazil's all-time leading scorer with 77 goals in 92 games, and the former striker is one of only 4 players to have scored in 4 World Cup tournaments. We wish him a speedy recovery. And the season of giving, sharing and caring is at hand, and the Smile Foundation has stepped up to the plate in a big way. 11 children from the Garden Route in the Western Cape have undergone life-changing operations courtesy of the Smile Foundation. The transformative surgeries are done at the Red Cross War Memorial Children's Hospital in Cape Town, primarily known for their work with cleft lips and palates. The Smile Foundation has given more than 4,000 children living with facial abnormalities their smiles back. Together with teams of voluntary doctors, the foundation provides plastic and reconstructive surgery to children from all over the country. One of the lucky kids whose life changed forever was 7-year-old Oyentando. After the growth on the nose was removed through corrective surgery, her mother was overwhelmed when seeing a child after the surgery. Filled with emotion, she commented, and I quote, "I feel that I have a new baby." And baby, the Smile Foundation do some fantastic work. Please go check them out and do continue to support them and your community. That wraps up news for now. Of course, traffic is very important if you are heading to work. Here's Ralph.
Thank you so much, Carl. Yes, for anyone that is out on the roads, let's report on some traffic headlines right now. And in Pretoria, Gauteng specifically, Atterbury Road is closed this morning, so please use Garsfontein Road as an alternative route as you do travel this morning. And next up, in East London, if you're in the Quigney area, there is a truck that is overturned on the R72, along the Port of Alfred. Now, please again approach this area with caution. Next up, for those in Pietermaritzburg, KZN specifically, there is ongoing roadworks on the N3 southbound between Cedar Interchange and Peter Brown Drive. Now, the left lane again is closed, so you can expect delays. And for anybody heading out on the roads, do buckle up, stay safe, and plan accordingly. For now, though, let's head from the roads to the sky and find out what's happening in the latest when it comes to weather. Reporting all things weather this morning, and disaster management officials of the Garden Route District municipality say some beaches in Mossel Bay in the Western Cape have been closed due to an oil spill. Now, they have not yet established the source, and disaster head Gerard Otto says the beaches closed for cleanup will be reopened soon. Now, meanwhile, the eThekwini Metro in Durban has reopened 3 beaches after results of water quality tests were returned. Now, the beaches at Country Club, Winkelspruit, as well as Anstey are now open to bathers. Now, several other beaches are also still closed, and those include Addington, Brighton, Umhlanga, and Tekweni's main beach. Now, the Metro Council says the water quality at Mdloti as well as Laguna is acceptable, but these beaches remain closed. Now, the city's beaches have been regularly closed since the floods earlier this year, and that due to high levels of E. coli bacteria. Now, several essential infrastructures were damaged, leading to sewage spills, which flowed into the Metro's rivers and then into the sea. Well, from our headlines when it comes to all things weather news, let's head over to those sunrise views. And Verity Barnes shows off tones of orange hues beaming between the leaves of the trees out in Riebeek West. Beautiful start indeed. What an artistic shot. Maureen Turner coming through next, sharing a shot from the balcony patio all the way out in Durbanville and showcasing a slightly overcast morning, but bright sunrise hues peeking through the clouds. Next up, Abida Karim all the way from Valhalla in Gauteng, showcasing this dazzling view of the sun as it beams through the clouds whilst on her way to work. A beautiful trip that must have been. But last up, showcasing another banger, Tando Kazi, all the way out in East London from nature fields to bold sunrise views. What a perfect view to wake up to this morning, and a blessed morning indeed. For now, though, let's take a look at the rest of the temperatures across the country. And starting off in Polokwane, the day starting at a low of 12 up to a high of 29 degrees. Mbombela sees the day starting at 14 up to 29. Pretoria, 15 is your low up to 31. And Johannesburg, 14 up to a nice warm 30 degrees Celsius. Over in Mahikeng, the day starting at 18 up to a nice scorching 33 degrees. Klerksdorp sees temperatures continue from 16 all the way up to 31. Kimberley, 19 is your low up to 34 with some thunder showers continuing there. As well as Bloemfontein, the rain continues, but high temperatures from 15 all the way up to 31 degrees. Over now at Richards Bay's coastline, and 19 years low up to a high of 30 degrees, nice and warm on your side of town. Pietermaritzburg, very similar conditions, 16 up to 32. Durban, 20 is your low up to 28 degrees. And Mthatha, 17 all the way to a nice scorcher at 35 degrees Celsius. Over in East London, 21 up to a high of 27 degrees. A little bit of rainfall expected, more so in Cradock, where your low is 18 up to 37. Mberga sees the day starting at 18 up to 24. And George, 16 is low up to a nice warm 23 degrees Celsius. Over in the mother city now, not as warm as the rest of the country, but still warm nonetheless, 16 up to a high of 23 degrees. Worcester sees the day starting at 13 up to a nice scorcher at 34 degrees. Sutherland starts at a chilly 8 but rises up to 30 degrees. And Upington, of course, taking the heat, a hot day indeed, 22 degrees, all the way up to a high of 39 degrees Celsius. Slap on the sunscreen. And again, thank you for sending those incredible pictures in Mzansi. We'll showcase the rest of it tomorrow. Let's catch up with Carl and see what's up with the rest of the show.
Not only me, Ral, come stand by me. Okay, no, that's just me. I'm not going to stand here alone. We've got a 2-man show today. We might as well make it count. Yes. Do you know that I'm super excited? There is a young, super talented individual, and we're going to make a racket with him. Lloyd Harris is going to be here, so we need to do a little catch-up as well.
Can't wait to see him. And of course, we are still announcing some winners. We've got a 2,000 Rand cash prize to give away, so sit tight and don't go anywhere. It's time to get a winner on.
Defeat your mucus monster. Mucofizz. Loosen mucus and phlegm for clearer airways. Brought to you by Pharmacodynamics.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Feeling good, and on your show, this is Expresso here on S3. And of course, we have been celebrating Ackerman's Pharmacy as well as the incredible people. And the sponsors of Brave spokesperson, Shane Dortman, is alongside Katlego for a bit more about this incredible cause.
Thank you very much, Mr. Carlito. Of course, I'm coming to you live from Germiston, courtesy of Adcock Ingram OTC, sponsors of Brave, who bring us Pharmacy of the Week. And we are at Ackerman's Pharmacy, the biggest independent pharmacy in the entire nation. And part of the team that makes it possible for us to celebrate our Pharmacy of the Week is Shane Dortman. She's the spokesperson of sponsors of Brave. And oh, what a day this has been, right?
Yeah, fantastic.
A hive of activity outside and inside, with excitement, with everyone anticipating this big opening. And I'm inclined to kind of ask you what the feeling is for you guys, right, as Adcock Ingram OTC sponsors of Brave, to be putting a spotlight on a pharmacy like this that, as you've seen and as you've heard as well, really is at the core of the community.
Yeah, and if you look at it, I mean, what we're looking for as Adcock Ingram OTC sponsors of Brave is to come out here and find, or in the communities, find those pharmacies that are creating this inspiration and this hope, just in their community, making this difference.
Yeah.
And I mean, this stands out not only from the sheer size of this pharmacy, it's an independent pharmacy, but when you hear just you've got this feeling of it's directly proportional, the heart, the people, the bravery, the inspiration, it's coming from all these people in this pharmacy.
Yeah, and you only need to walk around a little bit and speak to some of the customers. You know, they know Johan by name, they know the staff by name, which just emphasizes how much of a pillar this pharmacy is to the community. So why do you think it is that a place like this, a pharmacy, really does form a cornerstone of hope within a community?
Yeah, I mean, as a pillar, the health is one of your access points. It's one of the first points you come to, whether it's for a minor ailment, whether it's the supportive, medication that you're looking for your chronic condition, or just an entry into where the pharmacist will make a referral. This is where you are standing, and you're making that difference in that person's life. Simply by being that pillar or that access into a system that is creating a welfare for the community.
Yeah, and of course, through Expresso and what we do with Pharmacy of the Week with Adcock Ingram OTC, sponsors of Brave, you give people the opportunity to celebrate the pharmacies within their communities. Why is it so important to you as an organization to allow the community to celebrate their pharmacies?
Yeah, and as a pharmacist myself, this is your day job. You're doing your job. There's nothing more to it. But suddenly, we're trying to put put it back into perspective. Look what you're doing in your pharmacy. Look how you're inspiring others. And for me, if I'm just looking at the sort of, what this pharmacy is doing in their community, not only are they inspiring the community, they're inspiring other businesses to take action in their community. Look after your community. Go out and clean those streets because it's your community giving back to you.
Yeah.
So it's a big congratulations to Ackerman.
Absolutely. And I think you're the ideal person to ask this question as a pharmacist yourself. And I was just round the back where I was needing my first cup of coffee, and Johan immediately said, I'll make you a cup of coffee. So we go around the back to the place where nobody else gets to go. I got the VIP treatment, right, to see what's at the back at Ackerman's Pharmacy. And he made me a coffee, and you get to meet the people, really humble, really down to earth, that are just doing their job, but a very important job, right? So what would you say as a message of hope from you to all of our pharmacists out there who come in nice and early in the morning to make sure that the pharmacy is open, that everything is in order, that you find your medication where you need it, and they stay until those very late hours when you need them to be around for those emergencies? What is your message to them?
When you haven't had that lunch break, you haven't had that bathroom break, it is hard. It's that constant, you're constantly working with people, you're constantly just putting out your best, and it's hard, and we recognize that, and we want to say thank you to every pharmacist out there. And we see it here at Ackerman, so thank you very much to the pharmacists. I think it's give yourself a pat on the back. This is what we are providing to our communities.
Yeah. As Adcock Ingram OTC, sponsors of Brave, I mean, this is something that you have been championing for quite some time. Why is it so important for you to celebrate our Pharmacy of the Week and our pharmacists?
Well, we need to give them the recognition.
Yeah.
And I think it's once you can actually see what you're doing and put it into perspective, you can actually take it further, and you can say, this is not just my day job.
Yeah.
I'm here for my community.
Yeah, absolutely. And we love being a part of this community, celebrating these wonderful individuals and these families and communities all around. And this is, of course, brought to you by Adcock Ingram OTC, sponsors of Brave, where we are infusing hope and changing communities one pharmacy at a time.
Thanks,
What incredible stuff there from Shana de Hotman, and I can tell you that that pharmacy, I love how they are really just growing in the community and just really making a fantastic difference. So well done to all of them.
It's the place to be, it seems, especially if you have any issues with people like that and heroes that are out there to serve you. Now, speaking of heroes, we're going to be carrying on with something special and creating a heroic win out of somebody. And the older we get, the more we realize that the greatest gift that our parents gave us was our siblings. How cool is that?
That is so true. Now, Bernardo is giving you the chance to win 2,000 Rand weekly by replying to our Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter post and nominating someone close to you who has shown great care in your life over the past year and who you think deserves their own dose of care. For me, it's Ryle.
Oh, thank you so much. But unfortunately, I can't win this one. So we're about to announce our next lucky winner. Can I get a drum roll, please? It is Muhammad Tahir Ibrahim. Yes!
I love how you do that. That's my best time, my word. Okay, this is what came through. You, sister, Rihanna. Okay, well, your sister, Rihanna, commented on our post saying, I'd like to nominate my brother. He's ever ready to help those in need and sacrifices a lot to look after my parents. He's such a pillar of strength for us all. Hashtag Bernardo SA, hashtag a dose of care. What a fantastic submission.
I absolutely love it. I'm hoping that we have Rihanna on the line. Rihanna, are you there?
I am. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you doing?
I'm good. Yourself?
Oh, we are both so excited because we get to announce a winner and get to chat to you because we loved your message. I want to find out from you, the person you nominated to receive this dose of care. Can you tell us more about them?
Well, he's my brother, and my only brother, and he's an all-round good guy. If somebody needs help, he's always there just to give a helping hand without anybody else knowing. And we find out about it later that, you know what, he did this, he did that, whatever. And yeah, whenever my parents need him, he's always there for them.
Ah,
man,
come on, look at me smiling.
This sounds like the best guy ever. In fact, hold on. Muhammad Tahir, are you there?
Yes, sir. Morning, guys.
Hey, good morning, brother.
I mean, let's think about it, right? When someone talks about you like that on a national television, that must feel so, so good. More importantly, to really note what you've done for your family. So what does this dose of care mean to you?
It means the world, because family means the world. If you could only see the smile on my face right now, I'm seriously humbled. And all I can say is I attribute it to my parents because I have learned from them. They've been the best example.
Oh, nice. Spoken like a champ. Listen, what do you believe that everybody, and why do you believe everybody deserves that dose of care?
Well, in a world where things are taken for granted, just appreciate the small things and happiness lies of contentment. Simple things like that. And it starts with our family, our siblings, our parents. They are our biggest blessing.
Wow. You're like the perfect son. I'm sorry, I just have to say that, Muhammad Tahir. I mean, you are like the perfect son.
Far from perfect, but working on it.
That was also the right answer.
Come
Look
on,
at you go.
doesn't stop. Oh, you guys are definitely making your parents proud, and thank you again for sharing this epic, epic message. I think you're inspiring everybody out there, especially Mzansi, especially when it comes to a dose of care. So thank you, and congratulations.
Well done to both of you.
I'll take you to the other.
Oh, Rihanna, Muhammad Tahir, thank you so much. And happiness is celebrating those around us who make our lives better, like Raul for me. Enter our Dose of Care festive competition and stand a chance of nominating our next winner. If you want to know the details, here's how.
This festive season is about spreading love, joy, and care. So Bernardo wants to share a dose of care with someone close to you to the value of 2,000 Rand. Reply to the Expresso Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter pages. Nominate someone close to you who has shown great care in your life over the past year and who you think now deserves their own dose of care. The Expresso team will choose the most deserving winners. Don't forget to include hashtag Bernardo SA and hashtag a dose of care. Don't miss the Dose of Care festive competition running from November the 14th to December the 7th on expressoshow.com. T's and C's apply.
Crush is about to unlock your 100%. On this exciting new TV show, you can realize your potential and live your dreams.
I dream of cooking in a 5-star restaurant.
I dream of singing to the world.
Buy any Crush and share a video of why it should be you to our WhatsApp line or upload it on our socials, tagging Clover Crush and hashtag Crush. Plus, you stand a chance to win your share of 500,000 rands worth of prizes. Crush, 100% goodness.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
We are here to make a racket with a tennis player. That's what we are on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. One of the best young tennis players in the world at the moment. The best men's singles player, in my opinion, on any court. If you face Lloyd Harris, you will lose. I'm sorry. And there's no love lost there. Yes, I said love in the context of tennis, because that's what we do here. He's back at SA for just a week, and we figured let's pull him in. The 25-year-old has unfortunately been out of action for the most of the year with a wrist injury, but I feel like it's on track, and I feel like a comeback is coming very, very soon. Lloyd Harris, my friend, welcome to your Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Hey, thank you for having me. I'm very excited to be here. Yeah.
Well, we had to actually grab you. You know, we heard that you were in town. So we did some stalking and we got you here because that's what we do. We have to. The wrist injury was a great concern. I know you've been really working on it and trying to get back in. So the wrist injury itself, when that happened, you were on a proper high in terms of rankings. How did that knock you, having a wrist injury, and also on that trajectory to getting through the ranking stages?
Yeah, no, it's been a tough journey.
Yeah.
Let me just say that. I mean, I've never had a serious injury like this before. First major surgery.
Yes.
And it was not just a physical battle, but also like dealing with it mentally, knowing you're going to be on the sidelines for a long period of time. You don't know when you're coming back. But I feel like I've made such a mental switch, and I've been so excited and to get back and to work even harder than before. And I've realized so many things in this time, and I've got to do and spend my time in certain ways to get stronger and better in other aspects. So yeah, it's been really difficult with the wrist, but I'm feeling more motivated, more excited than ever to get back out on the tour.
I can tell you're very excited as well. I must say this, and look, I'm not going to fangirl here, but when you beat Nadal, is it the City Open? It was one of the most beautiful moments of my life. It really was, because I love Rafa Nadal, but then when you beat him, I was like, sorry, I mean, that's my South African right there. Cheers, Rafa. But if you look at all these opponents that you've faced off against, and you look at all the young players such as yourself coming through, the sport itself, can you see that change? Some of those stalwarts are leaving the field, Federer's, Nadal and Djokovic are also kind of, pushing, even though Djokovic feels like he's going to be going forever. So for young players getting into tennis these days, is this your time to strike?
100%, 100%. I feel like the tides are turning. I mean, you look at Rafa, you look at Djokovic, okay, they're still at the very top of the game.
Yes.
But less and less of these guys that's a little bit older. If you look at the top 100 now, guys are sneaking in from 18 years old to 22, 3 years old. All of it, all the way through. And it's really turning and changing now. And these guys are playing big tennis. So you got to keep up with, the speed and the agility and everything that they're bringing to the table. But I think it's exciting times for tennis. I think there's going to be a huge change, and I think there's going to be unbelievable players pushing the sport forward.
Well, such as yourself. Don't miss yourself. You're so humble, Lloyd Harris. So humble. But if I look at your recovery period, you've been doing rehabilitation, getting back into the swing of things quite literally past 3 months. Do you have a timeline for us? I mean, when are we going to see you back on those courts?
Yeah, it's been a good 6 months now since post-op.
Yeah.
So we're looking at another month or two. I'm hoping to return for Australian Open. I want to be back.
What?
I want to be back in January. I want to be back competing. Everything's been going well. I think we still have 1 or 2 more hurdles to just get over. But I'm back in full training. I'm working hard. The fitness is looking great. So I'm hoping to come out strong in Jan.
You will. I can tell by your energy is very, very good. And I think that's always a good contributor to a great comeback, which will happen at the Australian Open. We're going to put that into the universe.
There we go.
If you look at all the opponents that you've faced, and you look at, let's just say, the Australian Open, are there any opponents that you look forward to taking on? Maybe on a personality level, maybe on a level of what happens after the match. Are there any favorites in terms of opponents that you'd like to go into a game with, and it's going to be something special?
I mean, for me, I would love to make a run in Australian Open, and then if I could meet someone deep into the event, like maybe Alcaraz, #1 in the world right now, up and coming.
Yeah.
Or someone I haven't played at the top, which has been around, is Novak Djokovic. I mean, for me, those two, either or. I would love to have an epic battle with them in Australia. I think that would be like the ideal story, you know, making a run, playing one of those, hopefully taking them out. I mean, for me, that sounds like kind of a dream.
That sounds like fun.
It does.
That sounds so...
It sounds exciting for me, honestly. But so if I have to speak something into existence, I would love that. Yeah.
Right. I'm gonna call it Aussie Open. Lloyd Harris, Djokovic, in the latter stages of that tournament. I'm saying it now on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Note the date and time. I've got this man. All right. Simple. But now we look forward. We look to the excitement of 2023 in that season. You coming back is always good. But when it comes to you, obviously you want to get other young players into the sport, and I know that there are many who look to you and say, you know, Lloyd Harris is doing it, so can I. So I'd love to offer this opportunity. If there are tennis players that are on the rise, you've made a recovery because of your discipline and what you've done to get to the top of your game. So for the young tennis players who are, let's just say, playing school level now, trying to join the clubs and try to get to your level, what would you like to say to them?
Yeah, I mean, if I just think back on my journey, yes. I mean, tennis is a long road, you know. You gotta make sure you still have the enjoyment in the sport. You gotta always stay, you know, true to the sport, because I feel like you don't want to get burnt out, especially if you're trying to take on a sport like tennis and play that like on a high level. But you gotta work hard. You gotta enjoy, and you gotta put in that little extra bit if you want to make it into any specific sport or any given sport. I think the professional athletes that does come out on top is the ones that just had that, you know, that little extra, that little bit more motivation, that little bit more wow factor. So yeah, you're the one that's got to go out and look for that.
This is fantastic. And you got advice straight from Lloyd Harris. So I hope that motivates you to go out there and make a proper racket in your career. You're welcome. I did it again. But Lloyd Harris, we love what you do. We love the fact that you are going to get back onto the court very, very soon. Australian Open, Djokovic, Harris, it's going to happen, right?
Yeah, we're speaking it into existence right now.
There we go,
Absolutely.
Just like that. Now that we've chatted tennis, I feel like we could do with some food, which is also very good. Nutrition's lovely, so is delicious treats like this.
Yeah, nutrition is always important, especially in that recovery phase. And let's do exactly that. So we're talking about something right now. It's called phyllo or phyllo pastry, and it makes everything that much more extravagant. But listen to this whole baked camembert in crispy phyllo pastry with honey roasted grapes. You heard correctly, no exception whatsoever. If you want this recipe, head over to woolworths.com. But right now, we've got Chef Clem to show us exactly how to do the things. Man, this is interesting. Grapes are sweet already.
Yes.
But we're going to turn it up a notch.
The thing about honey is people think honey is just plain sweetness, but actually honey is acidic. So when you get that slight balance of it, it kind of highlights the flavor of the grapes.
All right.
And it's delicious. You could also just do this without like roasting it in the pan or frying it in the pan.
Yeah.
Also delicious, but there's just something special that happens when you caramelize those flavors.
Yeah, bring on the special. I want the special.
Bring on the special.
So how are we doing this?
So let's actually divide and conquer.
Yeah.
I've got some other goodies that I'm also going to present in like a nice platter. This festive season, we're not going to be behind the kitchen just like stirring,
slaving
chopping
away, yeah?
No. We want you to be part of it. And
I'm here for that.
That's why we send you to our deli area to get all the snacks that you know you're going to need for your platters to entertain, sorted. So let me go through it very quickly.
Yeah.
We go for, let's start with the seafood. And the first thing we know when it comes to seafood is always sustainable because that's the only way we do things.
Yes, please.
Trout ribbons, always a favorite. The poached trout as well. It's delicious. It's a flavor of summer. It's so good. So we got that. That's for seafood.
Okay.
We got the poultry party platter. It is
that, man. It's
from wings
really
to strips to sweet to spicy. It's all in there.
Oh, wow.
Then the sesame chicken bao buns. And I was actually talking about this earlier. When I travel for work, wherever I stop at the airport, boom, I get that. It's so good. It's so delicious. It's like having a takeaway in your hotel room, but you don't feel like pulling hotel food.
But
Better.
Still got some fancy stuff. I
Then
like that. Okay.
We have got chorizo coins. I just love them. They're spicy. They're delicious. Like, I want to say fatty, but it's a good fat. It's delicious.
Stuff, yeah.
You want that.
Okay.
And then we've also got our beautiful mozzarella wreath. Your job. And South Africa will be rating you out of 5. We have a live.
All right.
We're done. But I'm going to ask you to plate it up for us. Present it beautifully, okay?
Okay, so this is like a real-life situation
Real
right
life
now.
situation.
Guests are coming through. I need to prepare something really quickly. I've gone over to Woolworths. I've gotten these treats. Now I'm going to sort them out while you get on with...
I'm going to build a camembert tower. Actually, you know what? I was going to do one camembert. I'm going to do 2. I'm going to double stack it.
Yeah, I like it.
There we go.
I like it. Double up. All right. I'll get busy on my side. You tell the people what's happening over there, but you.
So, phyllo pastry, whatever you call it, doesn't matter. It's super easy to work with if you just follow a few simple rules, right? Don't let it dry out. Once it dries out, it starts cracking and breaking.
Oh, we don't want that, right?
You don't want that. Also, when it's frozen, do not. I repeat, do not. I repeat, do not.
Attention. Put it in the microwave. Why not?
Put it in the microwave and they do the same thing to puff pastry to thaw it out.
Isn't that what you're supposed to do? Oh, okay.
Out of
Say
here.
no more.
I'm out of here.
I won't do that again.
There's a simple reason why you shouldn't do it, right?
All right.
So phyllo pastry, it's all about those layers, and they're super, super, super thin.
Yeah.
And again, you never want to dry phyllo out. Puff pastry has got all those layers of butter in there, and then the flour that's all been laid. If you put it in the microwave, you start melting the butter, and then they all start separating.
Oh, no.
It's not going to rise.
You don't want that.
You don't want that.
Okay.
So let it
I got you.
thaw out naturally on the counter. It takes about half an hour.
Nice.
Are you building a little bao bun Christmas tree?
I am. It's a little something, but don't look. The surprise is coming later.
Okay.
The work over there.
So let me get going with the phyllo pastry in the meantime. Phyllo pastry loves butter, and it actually makes it extra crispy, so we want to use some butter in there.
Bring it on. Anything with butter is good, but especially phyllo pastry. It's like the perfect basting, like the cherry on the top of the pastry, right?
Right, exactly. So for me, phyllo pastry is also quite light. If you feel like having pastry, but you don't want to have like heavy, carby pastry, this is the one. Phyllo's a little drier, a little lighter, a little crispier. So I prefer that like when on days for like entertaining, when I'm building my cheese platter. Again, I'm not saying it's healthy, it's just lighter. Especially with all the butter.
And remember, in the festive, it's not only about health. It's about celebrating the good flavors, the good moods in the here. So you're going to want some good stuff with that, right?
Do calories count in the festive?
I don't actually know. I think there's like a rule that just says it's okay. We'll deal with that in Jan. 1st of Jan.
When the commitments come out.
Yes.
But
That's
we just do life in December.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're gonna go that butter down, and you can do garlic butter if you wanted to.
Okay.
Which will add like extra flavor.
Oh, I can just imagine.
Right, that's looking so good.
Yes, please. Yeah, I'm kind of going with a little assortment, but it's definitely divided. So this is that kind of plate that needs to constantly be turned.
I do like that.
You know what I mean? It's like a turnstile style of eating. You're gonna just kind of grab as you go around the table.
I'm gonna go with some time.
Clem, while you are busy with that, we are still providing Mzansi with a way to do this themselves. So if you guys want to know the ingredient list, you want to know how to make this happen, and obviously head over to woolworths.com. All of the recipe, inspiration, and ingredients are out there for you. So you don't have to worry if you're struggling to pay attention right now with all of this deliciousness going on. Yeah. How's it going on your side, brother?
Doing good. You know, it's always like the easy things that get me taking
like oil. Opening up the camembert with oily hands.
We're gonna do a YouTube video how to open up cheese. Right. Okay, how you doing there, Al? I do also like treating it like a competition. Man. It's like it's a race.
It's a race. I forgot the guests are coming through. I need to hurry up. One buddy just messaged me on WhatsApp. He's on the way. Hurry up!
Are you planning on entertaining this festive season?
I am definitely, man. I've been working on the place, getting it in order so that we can have some festive kiss. So hopefully you'll be joining for one of the parties.
Yes.
Yeah. And someone else that's definitely going to be wanting to join this festive occasion. It's Bring Lloyd in over here, brother. How you doing, man? Yes, please. When you're in South Africa, we can't not feed you and give you some of this good stuff. So we thought we'd feed you. I would shake your hand, but it's full of lots of, let's call it flavor. When you're out there hearsing with your friends and having a bit of a jaw, is there some sort of a favorite food that you normally have?
I have a lot of favorite foods. I mean, Italian, Indian, stuff like that, but I do miss a South African braai when I'm on the road, that's for sure.
Okay, well, we've got you sorted here because we've kind of got a little bit of a braai theme. We've got chicken strips, we've got the chorizo spiced coins over here, chicken wangs, that's like a staple as well. We've got a little chicken kebabs going on. What's grabbing your attention here right now so far on my platter? If you want to come to my place, I'm inviting you over. What's the first thing you're going to grab?
Probably like that little, almost like a chicken satay.
Go for it.
There,
Go for it. It's yours.
That's what's like.
Dig deep.
Quick question. Would you rather receive what we're serving or receive like top speed serve from one of your most epic, like...
It's a whole different kind of serve we're talking about, but Definitely the food part.
course.
Yeah, of course. yeah.
Dude, I must ask though, surely it's quite a good occasion to be back home, you know, back on ground, especially when it comes to your rehab phase, right?
Yeah.
It's important for you to get that mental health check back in. Does food kind of help with that, just kind of kicking it back to nostalgic memories again?
Absolutely. Oh, I love it. When you come back home, mom's cooking a meal, you know, it's amazing. It's just different, you know, like it's not the same as me cooking for myself, myself when I'm on the road or something like.
What do you do when you're on the road, food-wise? Is it just the quickest option available?
A lot of restaurants.
Okay.
When I'm in my apartment, then I have to cook a little bit, you know, a lot of pasta, stuff like that. But it's not easy. It's not easy because it's long days. You're tired. Come back from training. You want kind of an easy option.
I can imagine. Well, that's why Clem and I are here to serve you.
There we go. Thank you.
So, Clem, how's it looking over there with the honeyed grapes? All good?
So what you're looking for is you're going to start smelling that the honey is almost toasted. Honey has this like specific smell when it gets to that. We call it burnt honey, but it's just toasted, caramelized honey. So once that starts happening, you're going to toss in the grapes around in the pan. You can do like a little chefy flip. And they're just going to start popping. And that's when you just take it out, put it onto your beautiful dish with your camembert. We're going to fast forward now and pretend like it's been all caramelized.
Yep.
And it's delicious. The sweetness with the creaminess, with the crunchiness, with the butteriness, all comes together. And you burn a lot of calories during a day. That's one portion for you.
Yeah.
That's done. That's you.
That's all for you, man. Thank you again, obviously, for joining us in the studio. It's great catching up with you, okay, sharing some of your magic, and I wish you nothing but the best of luck as you enter back into the sporting realm.
Awesome.
Hope you enjoy
guys. This has been delicious. Thanks for serving me breakfast, guys.
Serving it up. It's an absolute pleasure for myself and Chef Clem. If you want to find out more about this, don't worry. Here's a recap to serve you. Enjoy.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
They sang it because that's what it is. Your feel-good breakfast show here at Expresso. It is S3, and during the festive season, we tend to indulge in foods that our bodies are not used to. And Graham visited Chris Brassel from Adcock Ingram OTC to chat about how citro soda can help reduce symptoms of heartburn and indigestion.
Let's be honest, it's happened to all of us. We are with friends, we get swept up in the moment, the food is so good, it's mama's cooking, we eat a little too much, and the overindulgence starts to take its toll and the regret kicks in, and that's when the symptoms start. We can feel our overindulgence with nausea, with possibly even an upset tummy, all these associated symptoms of heartburn and indigestion. It's uncomfortable, and I think we can all do with a little added help, especially at this time of the year. I can promise you I am going to overindulge at least once. Well, thankfully, we've got Chris Brassel, a good friend of the show from Adcock Ingram OTC, here to talk us through how citrus soda is here to help us, especially with gastric acidity, making it the ideal choice for those of us who do suffer in this area, especially in the case of urinary and gastric acid-related conditions. And I know there are a lot of us out there. Chris, welcome back. I want to say welcome to our space, but I'm in your space today, so it's great to be here and great to connect with you again.
Great to be here. Thank you for having me.
This might seem like a silly question or an obvious question, but moving into this time of the year, why is this almost the most important conversation to have?
Absolutely. As you mentioned, we're entering the festive season, and especially after coming out of COVID, I think it is a time where people are ready to let their hair down. So the festive season can be prolonged, even extended for most of us, and we do overindulge. We overindulge in food, maybe drinking, but even sometimes just food that we're not accustomed to that can cause the feelings of heartburn, indigestion, and you know, as you say, it's a very, very uncomfortable feeling. It's not something that lasts 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So it is something you do need a solution for, and that is what citrus soda does.
I've been relying on citrus soda for a very long time. I think it first started with me when I had kind of a spastic colon, and it helped massively in that space. It was amazing to me, and I think everyone's got their own personal story. What are the symptoms that can be helped?
Well, as you say, it is mainly heartburn and indigestion, but the feelings that are rather the symptoms associated with that are feeling of nausea, the upset tummy, and all linked to heartburn and indigestion. On top of that, it's also can help inflammatory conditions of the bladder.
I know that's been a big go-to as well with urinary infections and that sort of thing, which can be even worse. Not just uncomfortable, incredibly painful as well. Again, it might seem like a silly question because I think I do it as a muscle memory now, but how should citrus soda be taken? What's the ideal manner?
It's quite interesting you ask that, because I think a lot of people, because it's an effervescent product that you put into half a glass of water and it bubbles, you drink it, and I think you can enjoy that fizzy, bubbly feeling around your nose and face area, but actually you should wait until the bubbles have subsided.
Okay.
Then you drink it, and you follow that with more plain water.
Okay.
Now, you drink it on an empty tummy.
You drink it on an empty tummy. Remember that. It's got to fit within your family, your lifestyle, your mode, your budget. What packaging sizes, what versions, how does it come to market?
So exactly for the reason you mentioned there. We have it available in bottles containing 60 or 120 gram of granules. And we have it in individual sachets. So it's an individual serving, and it's in a 4 gram sachet. That comes in packs of 8s, 30s or 44s. So you can have it on the go, or you can take it for that long holiday December break that hopefully we're going to be enjoying.
I'm just saying, bless you to all those petrol stations that carry a few of those little sachets there. It's amazing how many times I'm like, oh, thank you, Lord. Please just help me. I've obviously got 2 young kids. I'm kind of aware of this, but I think for everybody, at what age can you start using citrus soda? And is it essentially for the whole family?
Okay, so it is for adults, but it can also be used by children from the age of 6 years old.
Okay.
Yeah. We also have it in 2 flavors, Graham, which is quite handy to know. So we have the original, which is a lemon flavor, or we have it in cranberry.
Ooh, very nice. It's going to be a fan favorite. So on behalf of all of us that are, yes, going to savor being with our families and being at home or being connected with the people we love, and yes, overindulging just a little bit, thank you guys. Being able to get something like this over the counter is massive.
I'm sure it is, and we'll all enjoy it as well. Thank you.
We stand in solidarity over the festive season. We really do want you to make the most of this time, because you do get to, yes, relax and take the edge off this crazy year. So please enjoy yourself without the fear of heartburn and indigestion, resulting in the upset tummy. I know we all experience it in slightly different ways. Well, now help is at hand. So reach for a citrus soda over the counter, and you can get advice from your pharmacist if you need it as well. And of course, the added bonus, courtesy of Adcock Ingram OTC, the sponsors of Brave, one of our, I think, firmest friends in our fight for overall well-being. You now get the added bonus of a new flavor. We love the cranberry, and of course, the opportunity to win yourself a cool 2,000 Rand in cash daily. And this is how.
Thanks a lot, G-Man. And clearly we can have a fantastic festive season with Citro Soda in our pocket and on our side as we indulge beautifully and have the best season out there.
Oh, absolutely love it. And now that we know how to beat the burn, we can enjoy all our favorite festive feasts without fear. Now, to celebrate this festive season, Citro Soda, in proud association with Adcock Ingram OTC, sponsors of Brave, is giving you the chance to win 2,000 Rand cash daily by answering the quick, easy weekly competition question. Now, this week, we wanted to know all about who adds the fizz to your day, and we are about to announce our next lucky winner. Let's put our hands together for Nelly Siwe Koza. Yes! Now, she had this and commented with, "My adorable son, always full of energy, hashtag Citro Soda. Booyah." As simple as that, and you have yourself a winner. That's how easy it is, Mzansi. So if you want to stand a chance to win a 2,000 Rand cash prize too, well, don't worry. Here's how.
Make the most of your festive season and celebrate without the fear of heartburn or indigestion spoiling it. Citro Soda's daily giveaway of 2,000 Rand cash will let you fizz up your fun. Citro Soda is in proud association with Adcock Ingram OTC, sponsors of Brave. Enter every Monday to Friday, November 14th to December 16th.
Yeah, and answer the weekly competition question on the Expresso Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram page, and include the hashtag Citro Soda. Now, your T's and C's can be found on expressoshow.com, and that's Citro Soda, available in original and cranberry.
This week on Tropica Island of Treasure All-Stars.
This is it. 10 seasons in the making. Welcome to the grand finale of Tropica Island of Treasure All-Stars!
It's real now.
Let's give it our best. Just like that, boom.
We're almost there,
It's impossible.
Nah, I'm worried.
Stay smooth with Tropica Island of Treasure All-Stars this Saturday evening at 6:30. Repeat Monday night at 9. Only on S3.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Your Feel Good Breakfast Show. This is Expresso on S3, and Chef Clem has been looking at Lloyd Harris with glee, saying we should try something. Carl, what was that?
Okay, I'm in the mood for chaos, right? So every tennis player has a signature. What is the word? What is the word like when you?
It's a grunt.
The signature grunt. Okay. So I'm super excited to see my friends over here because it's only gonna be horrible. It's only gonna be amusing. It's gonna be entertaining.
Yo,
so
on the spot.
I'm gonna give you my example.
Yes.
Okay.
What is
here we
your
go.
grunt? You playing tennis and bless you. Bless you.
That's mine. That's mine. That's mine. Okay. Bless you. You got this. Let's go. Let's go.
That's it.
It's gonna throw for your opponent. Okay. That's my thing.
You want to throw with the opponent? Okay. I'll probably go with something standard.
Okay.
Right? It's go through. I was doing a nice little shot and a bit of.
Are you okay?
Did you pull your back?
Look here. So my thing, you went for more sneeze.
Yes.
I went for Heimlich maneuver.
Right. It's appropriate.
Yeah.
Appropriate. Wow.
I want to like do a curveball. Like I need to throw my opponent off. They're gonna expect like this, like you know, they might expect like a Jason Momoa, like a. I want to come in with a Maria Sharapova. You've heard that on the court on the side, right? They go for it. It's like a full on.
Lloyd,
You see it work. You can't see the ball because you've got tears in your eyes.
Okay, but Lloyd, you've got one.
Yeah.
Look, the ones I personally like the most is the ones where they serve. You know? Because when they serve, it's like a build-up.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Like I don't know, it kind of gets like. It's like it's coming, and then
going up the roller coaster.
And then I know what that is. That's a full release.
Not for Nadal.
That's it. I love it. Oh,
that's crazy. Well, we did have we did have a comment online. This has been great, honestly. Bless you. Right. So we chatted about, you know, we had resolutions at the beginning of this year. We only have a month left, and we had so many comments that came through. So I want to go through a couple of those comments that came through about people that still need to achieve. So let's just say for you, quick fire, one thing you still want to achieve in December before 2022 ends. Go.
Can I still learn Spanish between now and the end of the year?
Yes, you can. Done.
Yes, I can. Okay, good. Done.
Next one, Lloyd.
Get back to absolute full running fitness.
Yes. Ral.
I want to throw the fattest jaw at my house ever, and everyone must just have the greatest memories for this festive season.
Yes. Yes.
All invited.
Yes.
Everyone's invited.
That's great. Right. And I actually just want to finish the book that I've been reading called 1 + 1 = 3, which is a creative thinking book.
Okay.
That's all. That's all I want. It's done. Anyway, let's tuck in. Thanks for joining us. It's your Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expresso. Please join us again tomorrow. And from one of us, we love you. Cheers. Bye.
Yes. There you go.
Let's eat.
Here's to all those glorious, sweet and savory once-a-year recipes and family memories that makes the season so festive. Made with love by Clover.
Another feel-good production.